Bet some dope addicts are here.
Glenn in Highland says he thinks he loves you in Highland.
He thinks he loves who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shove off, Glenn.
In Highland.
Stay in Highland where you belong, Glenn. Won't have any of that.
Because on this day, in 1992, Ronnie Bond, which is a good name for a drummer,
I'll say,
from the band the Troggs, died.
Everybody in the Troggs has died, except for one guy, and he still performs with a band called the Troggs occasionally. High school dances mostly. I think.
Oh yeah, I bet he's a big hit there.
You just don't get enough songs where people are playing the recorder.
It's true.
You just don't get enough of those.
I can't think of another one.
I can't either, but there must be. Now, the Troggs had another hit, which was a little more sophisticated sounding. It was A Girl Like You. That was also a hit for them. That song, I mean, the Wild Thing, that just shot, for some reason, it just struck a chord, a nerve in people, and it's considered a progenitor of punk music and influenced Iggy Pop heavily, and people like that.
I don't know that I've ever heard that.
It was played quite a bit.
Songs with recorders. Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. By the way, that song, A Girl Like You, is featured prominently in Jonathan Demme's movie Something Wild, which I just watched. I stumbled across it and I went, hey, this is Melanie Griffith and it has anyway, Something Wild. It's a really good
guy from the newsroom. Why can't I think of his name?
And Ray Liotta is in it. Probably one of Ray Liotta's first roles. Man, he's good looking.
This is Nick Davis.
And he's crazy. He's doing a good job, isn't he? That's the harmonium. That's a harmonium, isn't it?
Melodica.
Melodica. Yeah. Ray Liotta is a bad guy in Something Wild, and Jeff Daniels is
That's
the.
Who it is.
So they went from Wild Thing to a little more sophisticated sound with that song. What's this one?
Our Love Will Still Be There.
This is also the Troggs. I don't recall this one.
I believe that in years to come, when the mountains have crumbled to dust,
I like it.
and all the oceans have all run dry, and the cars in the street turn to rust, our love will still be there. Our love will still be there. When the rain from the sky don't fall and the stars they don't shine at
This is called what again? What's it called?
Our Love Will Still Be There.
Another song that features the recorder, Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I did a Google search of songs that feature
I figured. Oh, by the way, the name of the band, the Troggs, it is what you might suspect. They were originally called the Troglodytes. Ruby Tuesday.
Where is the recorder in this?
It comes in the bridge.
There's no dying.
There it is.
Lose your dreams and you
Back there.
lose your mind.
There it is.
In life mankind.
All right, children, today, get out your recorders. We'll be doing Ruby Tuesday today.
I love
Yes,
this.
Mrs. Jagger. He's quite talented on that thing.
God bless you, Nick Davis.
The melodica. Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, and his melodica. He could do it. He could do a stand-up act with that thing. What's this? Just recorder music.
I have it labeled as Toodly Doo.
Sound like some Lord of the Rings or something.
The good old the Troggs had another hit, "Love Is All Around." So they had 3. That was their final gold record, but they made plenty of money on that. Mm-hmm. Did well for
Did
themselves.
they? You think?
Yep.
I think you're just assuming they made plenty of money from that.
I think if they use when their songs get used in movies,
Well, that's true.
they make plenty of money.
All depends on the contract and when they did it.
Oh, they were originally signed to carry by Larry Page, who was the manager of the Kinks. He said, "I like that sound," and signed them to a record deal. Back when being signed to a record deal was really important. Mm-hmm. Now you don't need a record deal. You just go on Spotify.
And earn pennies.
Is Sam Kinison?
Yeah.
Because he recorded it too.
Yeah. This is Top Petty.
Oh. His voice works for this perfectly. This is insane.
A man with little talent who took it very far.
This is a different
What is
song.
this?
Different wild.
Oh, yeah.
Different wild.
I know this.
There you go. Let's see if we could make this better here.
It works.
It sort of works. I wonder if a little harmonium in there with it, with all of that, or I mean melodica.
There you go.
It works.
Worked out. That worked
DJ
out.
Kerry Jackson.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Okay, then. We'll take a break here, and then we'll come back, and you can check in with us. How'd you feel about that farting around? 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Check in with us in the morning. We like to hear from you. We like to hear your happy voices and see your bright, shiny faces. 877-602-9696, or you can text us, if you like, 33986.
Did you miss out on your favorite radio?
Speaking of cake,
Yeah.
so my mom,
Yeah.
the Sainted Mary Claire,
Mm-hmm.
she texted me yesterday, and she said, "What kind of cake do you want for your birthday?"
Oh, that's right.
Now, I have already
Purchased your own cake?
purchased my own cake.
Why did you do that?
Because Carrie knows why.
Prantles.
Oh,
I have already ordered.
the burnt almond tort.
You got to get in line for it, and then they got to
I
mail
gotta
it.
ship it to you. And I have ceased to rely on anybody getting me my preferred cake. I have to get it myself.
So what did you tell her though?
She
She said, "Don't bother. I already got it."
no. She said, I'm getting you your cake.
She's not going to make it, God knows.
No.
Ah,
She's going to get it for Gourmandies.
So-
So we what made her think of it is we had our donut critic on, and he was talking about gourmandise on the show.
Well, so that's
So I'm
great.
gonna-
You'll bring one to
now
work.
no, I'm not bringing one to work.
Bring the gourmandise one to work, and
I'm thinking about I'll stick the Prantles one in the freezer and we'll save that for another time.
Okay.
But this I have been planning and plotting. It's the only thing I like about it being my birthday is that it's an excuse to order a Prantles burnt almond tort cake from Pittsburgh.
which is like $800 or something.
It's close to the,
Well,
I forget how much are they?
it's like $80.
$80.
now speaking of cake, next time we get Bob Harmon on the show,
Well, it'll be Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, I gotta let him have it
Uh-oh.
because this is the marketing genius that he is.
Oh, I know what you're going
He
to
started putting slices of cake
Oh.
in the individual containers
Oh,
So you don't buy the whole cake.
right next to the self-checkout.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if the self-checkout's a little bit busy and you got to stand there for a minute, there's the cake staring right at you.
Yep.
so there should be some forks there, and you could just eat the piece of cake while you're waiting.
I mean, he already started it with putting little coolers right in the self-checkout thing. So it's like you put your grocery on top of the little cooler that's filled with Cokes and energy drinks and Starbucks and things like that. But now he's got the chocolate cake right over there.
pretty smart.
So as I'm standing in line, I'm like,
it's calling your name, isn't
I'm
it?
leaning over like this. I'm kind of doing the lean and like, oh.
Do you always do self-checkout?
It just depends. Depends. If I only have,
I do it seldom do I do it.
if I have less than 10 items, then I'll do it.
I don't if I have produce.
That's generally what deters me too. But
I'm good with the
But-
You're
produce.
good with it.
well, I try. I don't. There was only one checker yesterday where I went, and so I had to use a self-checkout, and I had produce. And I don't know as I'd ever done it before. It was easier than I thought. You just put the piece of produce, whatever. I think I had an onion. You set the onion on the thing, and then it says, then a keyboard comes up, and you type O-I, and it says
Well, yeah.
onion. You put onion, and then it says
But then what kind of onion is it?
no. It's no.
You put red onion or whatever
Red
it
onion
is.
or
Yeah.
yellow. It gives you
It's
little.
easy.
There are pictures.
It's just more steps.
Yellow
It's
onion,
just
red
more
onion.
steps.
It's I'm lightning fast.
It's actually was easier than I thought.
Like yesterday, it was green onions. Okay, there you go. And how many do you have? Two. There you go. Boom, and I'm done.
Except in my house, we always call them scallions. I wonder if that's going to be a problem.
Well, that's your problem.
I wonder if it'll accept scallions.
I've never typed in scallions, but yeah, green onions yesterday. Red onion, RED dash, and then there it was. Boom, red onion. How many?
Easy.
One. Boom. There you go.
Easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
But is it organic or not? They'll ask you
There's
that.
there's another problem though.
Here's the trick: get the organic produce.
Don't carry Jackson.
Here's another problem that you encounter at the self checkout though. I sometimes buy Vizzy hard.
Oh.
Can't do that.
And you can't. Then it goes boop boop boop, and the guy has to come over and
ID,
check you through.
Yes, yeah, I don't buy any.
Your booze is at the liquor
My booze
store.
is at the liquor store, not the.
But wouldn't it be nice if you could buy
Well,
booze? at
but
the
I had to
grocery
buy Guinness for my wife for her chili recipe. Oh, I bought it at the liquor store. Okay, so I didn't buy it at the grocery store. That's right. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought anything that I
I just
needed
buy.
the
I
ID
drink
for.
that Vizzy every once in a while, and
Because you trick yourself into thinking it's just water.
it's. I like the way it tastes, and it's it's very refreshing. I never thought I would be a hard seltzer person, but I found that one, and I quite like it.
Do I have Oreo teeth? Did you always have Oreo teeth?
I don't know, Gina. If you had a glass of milk, that
I know, it would fix it.
Yeah.
I just like to say, if you're a Vizzy guy, but you were never a Zima guy, because they have the
Never.
same thing.
No, I've tasted Zima. No, Zima tastes like mouthwash.
It's the same thing.
No, it was awful. It was just awful.
Yes, Guinness, and it's a special chili recipe, Katie. If you want it, I'll have Sue send it to you.
I put Guinness in. What is it? What do I put it in? Some sort of dish some stew or something or soup that I make. Put Guinness.
I don't know.
96.
Let's get this over with.
Okay. We dare you to call us. 877-602-9696 is the number. You can check in with us and say hi. Let us know that you're out there, that you're ready for a show, that you're excited, that you're good with life. You can also text us at 33986. Gina?
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119 and take 20% off upholstery. Call 801-288-9376 or book online anytime at zerores.com.
We're very close to a full moon now. It'll be the beaver moon, apparently.
Ooh.
And it'll be the last super moon of the year. The full moon will be on November 15th. Let's see. The moon will rise today at 3:44 p.m., today being Wednesday. It's the 13th day of November in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christ, 2024. It's Hug a Musician Day. Just find a musician that you know and give him some love. Nick Davis, let's say.
Sure.
I really loved your playing of the melodica. Give him a hug.
What?
It's National Indian Pudding Day.
What is Indian pudding?
Indian pudding is made from milk, butter, yellow cornmeal, flour, salt, molasses, eggs, granulated sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and golden raisins, and whipped cream or vanilla frozen treat on top.
Sure.
And it's kind of really old-fashioned prairie kind of
I'll
dessert.
try it.
You know, they mix stuff up, and let's see if we can make all of this crap sweet. And it's delicious. I've had it somewhere. I can't remember where. And it's also World Kindness Day.
Oh.
So be kind. And this is the Radio from Hell show, starring the kind Kerry Jackson. There he is, putting on his hat. I'm Bill Allred, sometimes kind. Right over there, Gina Barberi, always kind.
I think
always a kind word for everyone.
Thank you, Bill. I think our there are cameras
back?
working now.
Are they
Now
back?
it's back.
Katie for short is our producer.
She's been running around like crazy this
We're
morning.
having internet problems. Katie for short is our producer. She's in the booth behind me there. We also have who's helping out today?
Dawson.
Oh, hi, Dawson. Dawson and are both dogs here?
Yes.
And we got a room full of dogs. There we go.
All right.
877-602-9696 is the number you call to check in with the Radio from Hell show. And you can also text us at 33986.
All right. Let's begin with Milo.
Oh, no, it's Milo.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Fine. What's up, Milo?
Not much. I was just calling to tell you guys good morning. I'm ready for the show. And I wanted to say what's up to Tanner and Elroy and William, your interns every morning helping you guys out.
Tanner and Elroy and William.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always
Yeah,
helping
those
Katie
are
out there in the booth, yeah.
Yeah, tell Leroy to do a good job. too.
Okay.
And Leroy, too. Elroy and Leroy, yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
All right, we will, Milo. Thank you. See, Milo
Have a good day, guys.
Milo
gets
keeps
it.
track of stuff.
Milo gets it.
He keeps track of stuff.
We need
Thank you.
somebody to do that.
Yeah.
Mixer driver Shane checking in from Happy Valley. Stay care. Derek the cable guy checking in. Jello Salad Annie. Wild Thang is my middle name.
Jello salad Annie Wild Thing.
No, wouldn't
Jello
it be
Salad Wild Thing Annie.
Jello salad? Yeah, Wild Thing Annie.
Ah.
I think that must be it.
Toodly Doo is my gang name. Okay. Let's see. Rod the Carpenter. More melodica. Zane of Dallas checking in. When I younger, I could remember really good. For the life of me, I can't remember the email for Must Goes. Well, thank you, hype man, Zane in Dallas. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Perry City listener checking in. Been a whirlwind of a week. Good to be back listening to you. Sleepy Elijah checking in. Now that it's slow season, today marks the first of many bug conferences.
So the bugs are all sleeping and frozen. So do you go?
No,
you
they're
now
not.
go to conferences?
The box elder bugs were out this week, though.
Well, it got warm again.
Wow.
But.
Meshach of Erda checking in. Melodic farting around. Pittsburgh listener Mauricio Paez checking in. I greatly appreciate the silliness of the recorder / harmonica / funny musical instrument farting around today.
That wasn't silly. That was serious,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it was.
That was Musicology 101 right there.
Rye of Orem checking in. Dennis and Sandy defrosting the car and warming up the coffee. Cardboard Chris checking in. Today's show is going to be the first I've listened to since the election.
Wow, how have you managed that?
I had to ignore any news source for my own mental health. Good idea, Chris. Quinn of Sunset here, present and accounted for. Let's see, we got Brandon checking in.
Brandon, let's see, you're in Salt Lake. What have you got for us?
Crazy kids, I was wondering if you could explain that instrument that Nick was playing.
The melodica, it's like a keyboard, but you blow into it. There's kind of a small, like a keyboard
kind of thing,
and then you blow into it.
My grandma had one. I was just arguing with my brother. I'm pretty sure that's a melodica. He's like, no, I don't know, but hey, that totally went there with the tone low too. Way to go, Karen.
Yeah, it's the melodica. I said harmonium before, and I looked up. Harmoniums are keyboards as well, but they're like small pianos, and I think they operate almost like an accordion.
Yeah, this is just blowing
like a squeeze box?
Yeah, kind of. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go. Isn't that lovely?
Well, I'm happy with that.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right. Let's see. Mike in Nashville checking in. April of American Fork. Anyone else living on a river in Egypt?
Denial?
Amy of Florida. Andrew from the aridest of zonas checking in. Have the day Gamera wants you to have. Tree of Maine, Dan of Evanston, Tristan of the most west of Jordans, Eli from West Jordan, Derek in Lehigh. Chris, doctor thinks I might have torn my meniscus.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Torn meniscus is never good.
Do you play for the Utes? It sounds like you play for the Utes.
Lance of Vineyard, Nate the Uber driver. Let's see, long time, first time, parked across from the Hilton waiting for a passenger. Nurse Mandy in Syracuse. Despite what people may tell you, vaccines are safe and effective.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated. Yes. All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Well, Right Wing Wade checking in like he does, saying I-15 both lanes moving along nicely, and I concur, Right Wing Wade. I don't see anything on the UDOT cameras of note. If you have something of note to tell us, you can text us, 33986. Radio from Hell Whiskey Tour with Jimmy the Wine Guy is now sold out, thanks to our whiskey sponsors, including High West Distillery in Park City, featuring their flagship whiskey, Rendezvous, a blend of straight rye, campfire, and a smoky blend of straight rye bourbon, malt, scotch, whiskey.
All right, we're going to take a break, play a song, and then we got Big Boy News and Frank Christ Presents all coming up. UtahAdvocates.com.
The Advocates, that's who you want to call if you've been in an accident, especially if you've been injured. You or a family member, a loved one is in an accident. Because the Advocates, if they take your case, they feel that it is meritorious, you are in good hands.
And you don't have to pay anything. There's no upfront fee. There's no their fee comes out of the settlement. You'll never write them a check.
If you're injured and it wasn't your fault, these are the people you call. They've helped people here at X96 as well. Katie's used them a couple of times when she's been in accidents.
Sarge?
Yep. The Advocates' award-winning lawyers simply win, so let them fight for you and get you the compensation you deserve. You can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That means you can wake up a sleepy attorney at 3 in the morning. 801-355-5550 is that number. If you're a little bit shy, you can chat online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You go to UtahAdvocates.com. So you want to go after that? Which one? You want to do the one we were just listening to?
Oh, we got 3 of them. Might as well. I think we can do them.
Okay, and we get to all of them?
I think maybe.
We'll start with the one, and a listener, I don't have his name in front of me. Do you?
Greg.
Greg was listening to the show yesterday.
Should I just read this?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Hi, Radio from Hell. I have some of my favorite recordings from your show that I wanted to share. At the end of today's show, Bill read a full list of things that sound like compliments but really are insults. I have here an example of Gina doing that very thing.
Okay.
And then he sends a couple of other favorites. So I guess these other 2 are not examples of that.
No, the one is, there's another one people may remember when we were told by a consultant that we ought to use a timer, and we destroyed the timer.
Oh, that's on our best of CD.
And then there's one, he likes your impression of Andy Rooney.
Which I don't
Well,
even
let's-
remember.
Let's listen.
All right, but this is the
Backhand-
the compliment that's
I
not
can't
a compliment.
imagine I did that.
backhanded compliment.
All right, here we go.
You know, Howard Stern,
Don't you admire his...
He was a pioneer. That's the only thing.
No, I'm serious, though. He's someone that does what you do, and he's been very successful at it. You don't admire that? No? Not even a little bit?
Gina,
I don't like him.
Gina, again, your unerring ability to insult someone while sounding so pleasant and so nice and reasonable. He's somebody who does what you do, but he's very successful at it.
I didn't mean it the way it sounded.
It goes on. There's some.
There's a bit more here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So thanks a lot, Gina. Thanks for, and thank me for dragging your sorry ass along all of these years. Why don't you while you're at it? All right? Let's get out of here. So we got to do a promo.
That's a backhanded compliment.
I didn't mean it the way it sounded.
I know, but that's what it was. You want to hear the timer or Andy Rooney?
Let's see what we got here.
I dumped right over there.
Radio from Hell, Carrie, Bill, Gina,
Give it to me.
X96.
Give it to me.
So we have to do the
Give it to me. Give me the damn timer.
Spanish language lesson.
Give me the timer.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
What's he...
Give me this.
What is that?
This. Here's your timer, okay? Here's the consultant's timer. What?
Is it
Where'd it
breaking?
go? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the timer.
It's broken. That's all right. He did that with a trailer hitch.
It was back when we had just trailer hitches.
Where'd that
lying
trailer
around.
hitch
Yeah.
come from?
I don't know.
No, we had a trailer hitch in the studio.
I know, and I don't
for
know
the
why.
longest
Yeah.
time.
What is this, like hee-haw? What is this?
I just like it. Where did that trailer hitch come from?
We had, but it was in the studio.
I know,
It was in the studio
Just
for
in case.
for years, and nobody asked, nobody cared. It just kind of sat in the
Just
corner,
in
like all that crap that's over there right now.
So we used it to destroy this timer that a consultant said, you really ought to put a timer on your bits so that they don't go too long.
That was several consultants ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember my Andy Rooney impression.
Oh, I do.
Let's see, here we go.
And one other quick thing I should mention made me think of it in the celebutard. Andy Rooney collapsed, is in the hospital.
You ever notice now that I don't have a purpose in life?
Didn't we say?
We said it would kill him, yeah.
Yeah, he does. Now, people are speculating, and I think it may be true that he knew he was kind of ill, and that's why he.
I don't have anywhere to go. I mean, what am I going to do? Really? I'm not going to play golf. I hate golf. Golf's a stupid game.
Not going out to dinner with your family.
I don't like my family. I don't like going to dinner.
They don't like you much either. Do
You know
they?
when you get the folded napkin,
Yeah.
and you leave it on your chair,
Yeah.
and you go to the bathroom, and you come back, and the waiter's already folded it. I hate that. I'm going to be so sad when he dies because Carrie won't be able to do his impression.
I don't feel right about doing the impression because nobody knows or cares who he is.
Well, Greg cared.
Yeah.
Greg, apparently.
I thought that was exceptionally funny. That's back in the past when we did things.
When we did things.
Those were really good bits, all of them, I thought.
Well, let's just play these for our current consultant and say that it was Wednesday's show.
Yeah, let's do
Here you go.
what do you think?
Here's some highlights from Wednesday's show.
Yeah.
Listen to those.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man, I thought that was great, but I wonder, is Andy Rooney topical
Yeah.
enough?
Andy Rooney wasn't topical 10 years ago when we
Yeah,
did that.
Yeah. How I don't know how it is. That bit's at least 10 years old,
I
maybe
don't know
older.
how old? Yeah,
Greg, if you know, send
Yeah.
us the dates.
let us know.
I think it's amazing that he was able to dig those up too.
And what's interesting is it sounds like he recorded them off of a radio.
Andy Rooney
Yeah.
collapsed in 2011, so that's
Wow.
Yeah, 12 years.
so that's when it was.
Jeez.
Wow. Well, it's so long that I couldn't remember how I did my Andy Rooney impression.
It was good. It was a good one. I don't know. Why did that thing about the napkin pop into your mind? Do you know?
No, it's just the kind of thing he would,
Yeah.
he would grab onto those stupid little things, and it would bug him for some reason. And I'm like,
What do I have all these paper clips for? Things like that.
where do they make paper clips?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Is there one factory or many? Are we reusing the paper clips? I've never bought paper clips in my life. Have you ever bought paper clips?
No, they're
How
just-
does the paperclip industry stay in business?
It's always there.
They're just there.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah, I think, unfortunately, you sort of think like Andy Rooney.
I don't know. That's the thing is I don't think those things on my own. I don't care about paper clips. I don't have questions.
You have no question.
No, but Andy Rooney would.
So it's weird. I wonder where he hit upon that, because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a bit out of questioning things that are just mundane, just so mundane. What are your shoelaces? You have a little plastic thing on the end of the shoelace. I think they call it an aglet. Why did they ever come up with that name? Things like that.
Okay.
You can podcast the show. You can go back in the archives.
How far back do the archives go? I don't know.
Sure.
Well, long time.
And
Katie
we're
probably
lucky to
knows.
have them because I've been trying to put some stuff together for my dad,
Some past shows that he's done.
and they don't exist.
Not many.
It's really actually
The
if
recordings
anybody's
of his show,
yeah,
you
if
mean?
anybody's listening that has recordings of my dad's show from back then, because they're just not. He existed in a time when it wasn't,
Because there was that recording that somebody sent us where he interviewed
The Lafferty.
the Lafferty.
one of the Lafferty brothers.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to hear.
Yeah, but just his regular show.
But not his regular show. There must be somewhere.
So years ago, I got contacted by a librarian up at the University of Utah. He said, we have, we collect things up here, archives for the community, and we would like you, do you have any old tapes and things of your old shows and stuff? And I said, I have a whole box of stuff under my desk that some of it's on digital tape that nobody has DAT recorders anymore. Some of it's on reel-to-reel. I have boxes and boxes of stuff. Do you want it? And he said, yeah. And they came and got it. And it was, and I never followed up. Oh, I did once. And somebody said, oh, yeah, the stuff is still here. We had trouble finding a digital recorder.
A DAT player.
But I wonder what's become of that because they wanted to make a collection out of it.
I don't know.
Because, we've got a bunch of stuff still on DAT.
Yeah.
And we don't have a DAT player to play it in.
My dad gave a bunch of reel-to-reels to somebody similar to that, and they said, oh, I'll transfer these to disc. But it wasn't his show. It was like Kerry has all of his sound effects and little drops and things in the computer here. But my dad had them all on reels or on carts.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of that stuff on cart and reel that are just gathering dust.
So all I have is a bunch of sound effects and funny songs and things. But it's not his show. It's the stuff he would use on his show.
Well, I would like to have access to a reel-to-reel and all that stuff so I could transfer it to a hard drive or a...
I'll bet you can buy a reel-to-reel player, used on eBay or something.
Or like a pawn shop.
For not a lot of money, too.
Probably even a DAT player.
Probably.
According to Katie, if you go to Spreaker, which is where the Radio from Hell podcast is hosted, you can go back to May 17th, 2017.
2017.
That's the first podcast episode on Spreaker. So, there you go.
Okay.
Dynamites.
There's nothing like that band. Nothing like it.
And it's one of Ed Brass's favorites there. Medicine Show is the song. But because on this day...
In 1968, Hugh Montenegro went to number one, believe it or not, number one on the charts with the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly soundtrack.
Featured prominently in that song.
Samples.
Big audio. Dynamite. There's also from the Treasure of the Sierra Madre. We don't have to show you no stinking badges.
These are all songs you know, and maybe you didn't know that's where they come from.
Yeah. All right, 6:40. Time for some big boy news and opinioendo. After that, it's Frank Christ presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
Tickets to see Chiodos with special guest Hawthorne Heights at the Depot on March 26th.
Hawthorne Heights tickets. All you got to do is play Frank Christ Presents to get those tickets. 877-602-9696. We'll play coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by...
America's First Nutcracker is nostalgic, charming, and magical. Witness the historic 80th anniversary of the Nutcracker opening December 6th with the magical music of Tchaikovsky performed live by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org.
You know, my Mill Creek coffee has gotten cold, and it still tastes good.
Carrie prefers it cold.
I like it iced.
I'm fine with it. When it's Mill Creek coffee, it's the best. So it's safe to say that Martha Stewart is not a fan of Drew Barrymore.
Really?
Her penchant for, apparently Drew Barrymore, and I don't watch the show, but she likes to get touchy-feely with her guests.
It's a little uncomfortable.
Pat them and pet them and touch them. And during Tuesday's episode of the Drew Barrymore show, the home decor mogul, Martha Stewart, found herself pushing Drew Barrymore away after the host invaded her space during an extremely awkward interaction. The interview veered off of its tracks after Barrymore teasingly asked Martha Stewart if there's anything that made her feel soft and gooey. Appearing confused at first by the bizarre question, Stewart replied, soft and gooey treatment. Soft and gooey treatment, said Barrymore, as she began slowly caressing Martha Stewart's arm. When you're treated like a lady, well, it's nice, Stewart said, while Barrymore continued stroking her arm and back, and then the audience began to chuckle. When someone comes in, Barrymore continued, and then Martha Stewart just cut her off. She pushed Barrymore away, declaring, "You're the wrong gender." Oh, I know, said Drew Barrymore. I'm sorry. Why does she do this? I don't know. I guess it's people thought it was really funny. Martha Stewart, though, I don't think she thought it was very funny. She was kind of put off by it. Well, here we go into the serious stuff now. Donald Trump, selections for his cabinet.
Oh, boy.
Let's start with Secretary of Defense, shall we?
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth. Mr. Hegseth has served in the Army National Guard since 2003. Remember, this is Secretary of Defense in charge of the armed forces. Mm-hmm. He served with his unit at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. He volunteered to serve in Iraq and was also deployed to Afghanistan. He holds the rank of major. Mr. Hegseth began working as a Fox News analyst in 2014 and is a co-host on Fox and Friends Weekend. The Pentagon is the largest bureaucracy in the United States.
Yeah. He's never run anything.
But that's the guy Donald Trump wants to be.
No, Bill, you forgot his most important quality.
Mm-hmm.
He's loyal.
Well, I thought you were going to say it's because he never washes his hands.
Oh.
Secretary.
He said that. Yeah, he said, germs, I can't see them on my hands, so I don't wash my hands. So to me, germs don't exist.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, this is Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Nowhere near a border state. She would be in charge of the Secret Service. She would be in charge of immigration and naturalization, and there's one other big arm of that.
Killer!
But she's again loyal.
Not
Representative Elise Stefanik as UN ambassador, administrator of Environmental Protection Agency Lee Zeldin, an attorney who he has no qualification.
By the way, the head of Exxon.
Yeah.
CEO of Exxon has come out yesterday.
Yeah, Exxon, the bad guys,
and
you know?
said, and said, We need to make these changes. We need to embrace other forms of energy. Our company, our industry is going to die if we don't take these things seriously. So future EPA head, you're not helping us by saying we're going to pivot back to drill, drill, drill. In order for this industry to survive, we need to innovate.
We are already drilling.
Yeah, we're already
We are
producing
drilling as much as we have ever drilled.
producing
we are
more now than ever.
The United States is the largest producer of oil in the world right now.
But I think it's interesting that, you'll hear from these people that, no, we've got to save our fossil fuel industry. No, the head of Exxon says, yeah, we have that, but we need to do these other things.
But you haven't heard the worst of it. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is maybe going to tap 3 Utahns to be part of his administration. Mike Lee, his name has come up repeatedly to be the Attorney General. Then there's Chris Stewart, who would be in charge of national intelligence.
Really?
Yeah. Multiple sources report that Trump has talked to Chris Stewart about joining the cabinet as the Director of National Intelligence.
Take Mike Lee. Take him. Because he doesn't represent us. He sits and just tweets all day. You'll get pissed at him after about 6 months and fire him.
I think
Take Mike Lee.
Mike Lee would, I think Gina pointed this out, he would prefer to be on the Supreme Court.
Yep, that's his goal.
So he may say, no, I don't think I want to do that.
That's his goal.
So there you are. Utah.
But I agree with Carrie. Yeah, take him.
Take
please.
him.
You can have him.
This is interesting. 2 student cultural clubs at the University of Utah have chosen to cut ties with the university after members say that they faced new limits on what they could talk about during events, including no conversations about race or identity. And they had their funding stripped in the continued fallout from the state's anti-diversity law. Administrators also suggested that the Black Student Union consider changing its historic name so that nobody would feel excluded, said President Navia Parker. No way, she said. We refuse to go backward. We're not erasing the legacy and the community we've built. Instead, she and other leaders of the Black Student Union posted a widely shared letter on Instagram in October explaining their decision to withdraw from the U's sponsorship. They followed the Pacific Islander Student Association at the U, which had already done the same thing 2 months earlier. Now both groups are no longer formally associated with the state's flagship school. Club leaders say that operating independently is the only way they can have a voice in a state that they feel is actively trying to keep them from having a voice. It is shocking to me that the university would actually have to say, the Black Student Union, please don't discuss matters of race in your meetings. Change your name from Black Student Union.
Before you get mad at the U...
They're just doing what I'm not mad at the U.
I'm just pointing out where the fault lies.
The legislature, the Utah State Legislature, is the one that said you have to do this.
Yeah, or they will lose funding.
And they're following. I don't have it in front of me, but really, Utah's ahead of the curve here. Utah is way ahead of the curve because part of Project 2025 is to dismantle all DEI programs in universities in the entire country. So we're ahead. We're the head of the curve. So pat yourselves on the back, Utahns.
Ahead of the curve of hate. That's where we're at.
Let's see. A federal judge on Tuesday declared unconstitutional a Louisiana law requiring that the 10 Commandments be displayed in all public school classrooms in the state. The decision by U.S. District Judge John de Gravel, who called the law discriminatory and coercive, is a temporary setback for conservative groups trying to make expressions of faith more prominent in society. I believe I heard the judge say, I'm a Christian. I believe in the 10 Commandments. I like what the 10 Commandments say, but I also recognize that there are people who don't. There are people who are not Christian, and we should not be trying to force that belief on people who are not Christian.
Why is that so hard for people to believe?
I don't know. Blasts have been heard over Kyiv as Ukraine accused Russia of launching its first missile attack on the capital since August, and they are urging residents to take cover. The attack by Vladimir Putin's forces involved missiles launched by strategic bombers as well as ballistic missiles. Ukraine's military said no casualties or damage had been reported so far, but they were under attack. And Russia has left an ominous warning. An ally of Vladimir Putin has accused the U.S. and the U.K. of intending to sabotage underwater internet cables and planning to destabilize the maritime energy trade.
Which sounds like something that they would say just before they're going to do it. Yeah.
In reporting the comments by Nikolai Patrushev, the Telegram channel Crimean Wind posted, "It would be funny, but such statements often sound like a cover for their intentions."
Yes.
Well, the Hollywood, not the Hollywood, the National Toy Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Inductees have been announced. My Little Pony, the card game Phase 10, which I have no idea what that is.
Never heard of that.
Yep.
And Transformers. I mean, the competition was stiff. The National Toy Hall of Fame recognizes both branded and generic items. Among this year's 12 finalists were Hess Toy Trucks, Pokemon Trading Card Game, the Trampoline, and run-of-the-mill balloons. But they didn't get in. And finally, this story. Last week, Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, they don't call themselves Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore, but KFC accused Church's Chicken, of violating its trademark rights when its fried chicken competitor began using the words original recipe in its advertising and promotions.
They trademark original recipe?
KFC claimed in a lawsuit that beginning September 30th, it noticed Church's abruptly began using the phrase original recipe and ignored KFC's October 24th letter objecting to the ads. In the disputed promotions, Church posted photos of its fried chicken deals with text above them reading, "Our original recipe is back." The phrase, which KFC has been using for over half a century, is, quote, likely to create confusion in the marketplace and dilute the original recipe trademark, the lawsuit said.
Nobody's confusing KFC with Church's Chicken.
No. On behalf of all fried chicken lovers out there, we take it personally when another company tries to claim our iconic taste and branding as their own, a KFC spokesperson said. We remain committed to protecting our brand's intellectual property. Why don't you remain committed to keeping your product up to snuff? Improving it, all of that. So, original recipe. I think KFC will win this.
Probably.
They will say to Church's, yeah, you can't say original recipe.
How about original Church's recipe? There, it's fixed now.
All right. Yeah. That's how about some original recipe sports and
sports weather traffic.
Carrie, you played a little football in your day. They might need you up at the U.
I was the guy who would hike the ball. That's all I did.
Gina, I played a little football.
You played a little football.
I played a little football. Yeah.
I hiked the ball and then I stood up, and that's what I did.
So Brandon Rose, we were happy. Oh, he looked good. He's enthusiastic. Great. He's out for the season.
Who is he?
He's the third string quarterback.
Oh, he was the one you liked, right?
Yeah. Who is now out for the season? Brant Keithy, tight end, out for the season. So we're down to Isaac Wilson, who's number 2, and Luke Batari. You're going to say who's that? Mm-hmm. He's the very cute guy you see on the sideline with the long blonde hair. He looks like Thor.
I have no idea.
And he's been a helper QB.
Have you seen him on the sideline, Carrie? I haven't.
I don't watch.
I haven't seen him.
He's been a good helper.
I don't watch either, but
he's super cute and a nice guy. So now he's your number 2. So
I thought Coach Witt was going to play quarterback.
He might. Oh, and they play Colorado this week. It's just
the Buffaloes.
I want this season to be over and let everybody heal up and start fresh next year. Weather. So we'll clear out and warm up a little bit today. 52 for a high today. 56 tomorrow. Next chance of rain looks like it's Friday into Saturday. And traffic, let's see, looking good. I have no accidents being reported by UDOT. Let me check our message stream, see if anybody has sent anything in there. Nope, but if you see something, say something. Text it to us. 33986. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Wow, it got cold in here all of a sudden. Whew. Frank, how are you today?
I would think that the chill would be refreshing.
It is. I like it. It's usually so hot in here. I think, can you hang around after we play Frank Chris Presents and just keep the room cool for us?
I suppose I could, unless I'm called away.
Just sit in the corner in your electric scooter there. Frank Christ, for those of you who are not familiar with him, he is the reaper of celebrity souls, and he looks like the traditional Grim Reaper, pretty much. I mean, it's hard to tell one skeleton from the other when it comes right down to it.
Oh, that's just discriminatory.
Well, you do have, I must say, Frank, though, you do have a distinctive jawline.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Frank reaps the souls of precious celebrities, and that's horrible for him to have to do because...
I love our precious celebrities.
Well, you do.
Everything they say and do is right.
Pretty much. Frank, after a celebrity dies, Frank goes and pays them a little visit. He pulls up alongside of their spirit in his electric scooter, and he says, climb aboard, and off they go to the distribution center. And from there, what happens to them, you don't really know.
I don't know. They go to either. It's hell. Yeah, they go
Mostly
to,
hell?
Usually hell, yeah.
Frank joined us to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He has given me a list of 4 actors, and on this list, 3 of those actors are, in fact.
They're fine.
But one of them, Frank has claimed, and it is the contestant's job to discern which is the dead celebrity. Who do we have to play?
Daniel is here.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Oh, geez. I'm doing just fine. Just fine.
Yeah, good. That's good to know, Daniel. Daniel, Frank has given me a list of actors because it's World Kindness Day. These are all actors who've been in movies about kindness. And if you select the dead one correctly, you will win what, Gina?
You will win tickets to see Cheetos with special guest Hawthorne Heights coming to the Depot on March 26th.
All right, you ready to go, Daniel?
Let's go.
All right. Number 1 on the list, Nonso Anansi. He was, like all British actors, in Game of Thrones. He was also in the Netflix series Sweet Tooth. His films include Rock'n'Rolla, The Grey, Ender's Game, Cinderella, and Guava Island. He was in Kenneth Branagh's directed version of Cinderella, wherein the kind-hearted Ella loses her parents but becomes a princess. Number 1, Nonso Anansi. Number 2, Ruby Wax. Classically trained actress, Wax was with the Royal Shakespeare Company for 5 years, co-starred on the TV sitcom Girls on Top. She appeared in the follow-up to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Did you know there was a follow-up? Called Shock Treatment. She was also in Omen 3 and The Final Conflict. Oh, it's Omen 3, The Final Conflict. She was in a movie called Ron's Gone Wrong. It was an animated movie about a kind guy named Ron. That's Ruby Wax. Number 3, John Mahoney. He was Frasier's father on Frasier. He won a Tony for the Broadway revival of The House of Blue Leaves. He appeared in the films Suspect and Moonstruck. Other notable credits include Tin Men, 8 Men Out, Say Anything, and Barton Fink. He was in an animated feature about a kind visitor from outer space, the Iron Giant. Number 3, John Mahoney. And finally, Angie Dickinson. Some of her early breakthrough roles were with James Arness in the Western film Rio Bravo, and also with John Wayne and Dean Martin in that movie. Dickinson appeared in more than 50 films, including China Gate, Cry Terror, Ocean's 11, Sins of Rachel Cade, Captain Newman, M.D., and Point Blank. Her kindness movie, Pay It Forward. Number 4, Angie Dickinson. There you go, 4 actors. Which one is dead?
I believe it's John Mahoney.
You're correct. I thought you'd certainly bite at Angie Dickinson.
I was going to say, how old is she?
93.
She's fine. She's just
Is
fine.
she?
Yeah, she's stayed out of the public eye pretty much for a long time, but she's still around. Yeah, John Mahoney, you're correct, Daniel. He died in 2018 at the age of 77. Congratulations. You're going to go see Hawthorne Heights, Daniel. That's pretty good, huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Hang on the line, and Katie will tell you what you need to do to obtain those tickets.
I regret to inform you of a tragedy.
Uh-oh, what?
Right, just now?
I was just notified by Bonzo Christ.
Yes?
Tragedy. Mr. Piffles.
Oh, no!
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Piffles, Piff the Magic Dragon's beloved Chihuahua, dead.
Oh, Oh,
16.
little Mrs.
I was
Bill is
gonna
going to
say-
be devastated.
16.
16
Mr.
years
Piffles. We
old.
had Mr. Piffles in the studio. It's been a long
It
time
has been a
since
while.
they were here. Mr. Piffles is.
And this will break Piff the Magic Dragon's heart.
It will.
He loves that dog.
Yes. Well,
Oh.
I hate to drop that on you.
Oh.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank. Say hi to Bonzo Chris for us if you see him.
Crash southbound I-15 at the on-ramp to go to Main Street. This is in Utah County. That's all that UDOT's reporting. Let me see if anybody's sent anything in. All clear between Fillmore and Beaver on I-15. Ed's friend Andy. Thanks, Andy. You are an Infinity member, as are all of you out on the roads. Let us know what you're seeing. 33986. Holidays can bring joy, but also financial stress. Solution Loans understands. Receive up to $3,000. Don't let money troubles ruin your celebrations. Apply online at solutionloansnow.com. Mention the code word Santa for a free payment.
KXRK Provo will be back after these with things that must go. Stand by for that.
That's one of our original recipe features.
Yes, thank you.
So I was telling you about the little cat we are fostering.
Binky?
That's the name of the cat came with. There's Binky, x96.com/live. The first picture I showed you, I didn't have a picture of her surgery. And I still don't know why she lost her leg, her right hind leg. But that's the surgery. And it's so amazing to me that she does not seem to mind this at all. The only thing she doesn't like is the collar,
the cone,
the cone of shame. And if you reach in there and you scratch her around the chin and around the side of the head, she will not leave you alone for a while.
So we had our vet friend, Dr. Davis, on and asking him about animals losing limbs. And he said, actually, dogs and cats do really well.
It's kind of
adapt,
and it's kind of interesting. It's like you think, why aren't you depressed? Or why aren't you sad? Or why aren't you moping around? Because that's what humans do.
Yeah.
Most humans. I mean, if I lost a limb, I'd be bummed for weeks.
I wonder if they get phantom limb syndrome, because I know when people lose limbs, they can have like sensation, like it feels like it's still there. But
You know what the big problem with this is for her, for this little cat? The litter box.
Oh, that would be.
How?
Now I haven't watched her do this, but I can hear her in the other room.
Yeah.
She spends quite a bit of time scratching around in there.
Yeah.
And then
But can she hold herself up enough?
I don't know how. I haven't watched to see how. But you can tell that's the difficulty because she scratches and around. She's, most cats just they go in a couple of scratches, do their business, and they're done. She's in there just scratching and scratching and scratching in the litter box, and she's using it because I have to go clean it out.
So you're fostering her till she heals from this, and then she'll be up for adoption?
Yeah.
So if somebody's interested in adopting her, how do they do that?
The Humane Society. It'll be a while yet, and I'll tell you more about it because she has to go back to the Humane Society or back to the vet to be spayed.
Oh.
So.
Oh, they didn't just do all that at once? That's
No, I
too
think
much?
that was a little much. So next week she'll go back and be spayed and have those staples. They just look so painful to me.
They do.
But she'll have the staples removed and she'll be spayed. And it just, again, it's amazing to me. She just goes about her business and she's really, she loves having as I said, the scratch around the neck, and she'll bother you a little bit to keep. She wants you to keep doing that, but if you stop and say, go, I've got stuff to do here, then she'll just go, oh, okay, and go away and sit in a chair or something.
My neighbors used to have a donkey that only had 3 legs. They named it Wonky.
The Wonky Donkey.
Oh, here's one. I got breast reduction surgery and had phantom boob syndrome.
What?
Oh, that's not true, sir.
I think they do have phantom leg syndrome. Well, it's called phantom limb. My dog had her front amputated a few years ago, and in her sleep she would run, and you could see the muscles in her chest twitch on the amputated side.
Yeah.
She also still shakes with that side. That was her dominant arm.
Oh, you like shake hands? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, and Sid, who's a vet tech. My old boss used to say that pets are built with 3 legs and a backup.
An extra.
Yeah. Well, that dog that I rescued and then gave to my brother had 3 legs, and that dog was an escape artist. My brother Scott did everything he could to keep that dog in the yard, and he built the fences high, and the dog would find ways to get out and run away. Loved to run, and I don't know how he did it.
Gina's sign-off is, we called it Wonky.
Wonky. Wonky the donkey.
And Wonky the Donkey apparently is a book? Oh,
maybe.
Well, all right. If not, it should be.
Is it an okay book for kids? I don't know if we should be promoting it.
I mean, how is the donkey wonky?
Well, that's what I was.
You know what I mean. Never fails to amuse.
I like that one, and I like this one, too.
Is that the same cat?
Different cat.
This little cat has a really nice, distinctive meow, and it's a questioning.
It goes up at the end.
Yeah, it's like
meow.
meow.
33986.
Don in Cottonwood, he just texted us a thing that
Don.
must go. And I said, Don, you got to email those, radiofromhell@x96.com. Even from Cottonwood, you got to do that.
So there's always somebody, who says, I want to text you a thing that must go.
All right, things that must go, brought to you by.
Would you like to gain strength, balance, flexibility, and confidence with training from United Studios of Self-Defense? You can and you will. To receive 1 week of free martial arts lessons, go to ussdutah.com.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Here we go with things that are bugging you and sometimes us. Dear friends of the program, things that must go. You'd like to see them disappear from your life. So you finally sit down in front of your computer. You compose an email. Here are my things that must go. You put must go in the subject line and send it to radiofromhell@x96.com. We read it on the air. Maybe it'll make you feel better. And sometimes we get reports say, you read mine and it magically disappeared from my life. I'll go first today. I've got one of my own. This must go. Every business that I patronize, in person or online, from doctors to restaurants to, garage door technicians, every one of them asking me to give them a rating online.
Oh,
I
hate that.
And sometimes it's a business that I have patronized several times and given a good rating to. And they ask me every time. I mean, it's just a computer that asks me every time. But I swear I waste too much time doing that. Let's see. This one says, good morning, lords and ladies. Long-time best friend of the program. Don't use my name, please. My thing that must go. My car giving me an alert warning to pull over and don't drive 2 weeks before I plan on driving out of state for Thanksgiving.
Uh-oh.
Calling the dealership, asking if they can diagnose the problem, hook it up to a computer and see the error. It'll be 2 weeks before they can even look at it. I did find a shop that can see me this week, but that doesn't mean it'll be fixed in time. I hope your powers will help get this problem resolved in time for me to visit my family in Salt Lake. P.S. Election bright side, Ruben Gallego won the Senate seat over Kerry Lake in Arizona.
Oh.
Let's see. This one says, I work in a small building on Main Street in Layton. My thing that must go is the monstrosity being built right next to us. It engulfs the whole south section of Main Street, all the way up toward the freeway. I feel like I'm getting swallowed up, and the asshat construction workers that parallel park in our small parking lot, making it impossible for clients to pull out directly. Also, not being able to control my invisibility power while I'm driving. I'm here, please see me. And finally, this one. Hi, lords and lady, you may use my name. Okay, Rachel. What must go is my brother and his wife claiming that they're good Christian people while making fun of me because I'm a single mom and make less money than they do. What also must go is them blocking me when I try to have a conversation with them about it. How about we try being kind for a change? I'm doing my best. Thanks for letting me listen. Carrie?
This first one from my wife. People at the gym who are trying to be nice by letting me go first to the water fountain station. Now, it's a dual system. In one, there's a water fountain and a water filler station, but only one works at a time. I then point to my water bottle to show I'm going to fill it, so they should go first, but they insist that I go. So I stand there filling my water bottle only a third of the way I want, because I don't want to awkwardly stand there filling my entire bottle while they regret letting me go first. Then they get their quick drink of water while I pretend to be busy putting the lid back on my bottle. Then they leave, and then I finish filling my water bottle.
It all seems unnecessary, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does. This one from Kirk in Orem. The phrase, I picked the lesser of two evils. Shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. All right. This one from It Does Not Say Who. When you call someone and it goes to voicemail, and while leaving a message, they call you back. I leave them on hold extra long and always ask them if they got my voicemail before helping them. That's Mike. Let's see. Adam. Let's see. Things that must go. My daughter's love of boy bands. I'm afraid that's eternal, Adam. Not going to go away. 2, the fact that I didn't make more chicken korma to bring for my lunch. 3, my diabetes. And 4, the fact that I can't afford to go to more concerts. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says, hey, and Gina, you didn't ruin the show.
Thank you.
Let's see. This one from Jamie. Things that must go. Jamie feels very strongly about this. Because it's all caps. Things that must go. Fabuloso floor cleaner.
Very specific.
It stinks. Anytime I walk into a store that uses this purple product, I immediately sense its presence, and a headache begins. Thank you. Gina?
Go ahead, use my name. It's Sarah. I work with kids age 4 to 7 with special needs, and sometimes they say hilariously inappropriate things. For example, my fart is stuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh man,
or
painful.
Looking at another kid's art in the hallway. That one is ugly. What must go is me trying to be a responsible adult and not laugh when these things happen. The term "It's my Friday." It's just dumb and smacks of our corporate oligarchs. If you must, it's the end of your work week. Sounds much better. Toddler meltdowns must go. There's always something that triggers us when we're trying to do anything fun and sucks the enjoyment out of the whole experience. And finally, the most important one of the day, those flimsy, removable bra pads in women's shirts that never stay where they're supposed to.
Oh, I know.
Or you wash them and you lose one. That must go.
I've had that problem.
Worst one of the day.
Well, I've had that.
You should not have those.
My fart is stuck.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Traffic's looking great. Well done, everybody. I don't see any slowdowns or accidents unless UDOT is not reporting them. But you can report some if you see it. Text it to us, 33986.
Oh, let's see. We got Boner of the Day coming up, don't we? Let me get those for you. Here they are. Boner candidate number 1. This mother is clearly a threat to the community. Boner candidate number 2. You know, this football rivalry has become pathetic, and fans like this are jerks. And boner candidate number 3, more college football BS.
All right, boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after some messages and a song. Stand by. Zero Res.
We were in a meeting yesterday, and everybody was pointing fingers at who spilled the coffee on the carpet here at work. Let's not point fingers. Let's just call Zero Res and get them to come clean it. They do a great job for your home, too, for the holidays. And just in time for that, they have their X96 special, which you have to ask for specifically when you book your appointment. Get back to clean, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119, and take 20% off your upholstery cleaning. Probably been a while since you've had your couch or your chairs cleaned. Get that done too. And Zero Res absolutely stands behind every cleaning. Call my friends at Zero Res right now, 801-288-9376, or you can go online, zerores.com. Whether you call or go online, you still have to ask for the X96 special. That's $119 off 3 rooms of carpet and 20% off carpet cleaning. Zero Res, backwards and forwards, spells the same, zerores.com.
And Bill has comments about soup.
All right, well, I have questions about soup, and if you want to weigh in on this, please feel free to do it. You could call us at 877-602-9696 or text 33986. I was eating a bowl of soup, consuming a bowl of soup.
What kind of soup?
It was a Tuscan soup.
Okay.
Tuscan-style soup with kale in it and beans and potatoes and Italian sausage.
Was it from Harmon's?
No, I made it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I made the soup. And so here I am sitting at my dinner table consuming this soup. And so I'm going to maintain that it's impossible, or I'm going to maintain that you should never order soup at a restaurant because it's impossible to eat it in any kind of a dignified manner. It's just not possible to
Are you a slurper, Bill?
to be cultured. Now, so I'm eating the soup and I'm just with my spoon, you know.
Okay.
And then, but especially if you have a long beard.
Oh, yeah.
Then I realized, now it's not dipping into the soup bowl, but I realize as I'm eating the soup, somehow it's kind of dripping into my beard.
Yeah.
That's no good. There's nothing I can, and so, so you get a napkin and you're always like this. And then I'm realizing I'm making slurping noises. And then I realize as I get down toward the bottom of the bowl of soup, the spoon no longer seems adequate.
Well, that's where
so you pick up the bowl and you drink it out of the bowl.
No, that's where the bread comes in. You don't have,
No,
usually have bread with your soup.
I had bread with the soup. There's two okay, half a loaf maybe would have served. You get down to and you've eaten the chunks out of it, so it's just the liquid. And now I was thinking back on the days of when I was taught etiquette of eating soup.
Yes.
And what you're supposed to do,
you square it.
Is you take your spoon and you go forward and scoop up some, and then sip it out, and then back and soup. Right?
Well, no. What you're supposed to do.
I'm learning so many things.
You're supposed to eat it kind of at a right angle. So you don't come right at your face.
Oh, that's right.
You go up straight, and then over.
Yeah.
And then
gently sip it out so that you don't make noise.
Correct.
Take you an hour. It'd take you a damn hour to get through the rest of the soup. It's just so my solution to this is, I guess, don't order soup at a restaurant or in public, and just if your family objects, then
no. I mean, you should. I am a fan of etiquette at home as well as out.
Then don't have soup at home either.
We have our table manners at home the same way as we have.
You would not allow anybody to pick up the bowl and drink it out of the bowl?
If my child were doing that, I would tell them not to do it, and I would say get some bread and soak it up.
So in other cultures that eat broth or things like that, they will pick up the bowl and they'll drink it. So, I mean, that's in other cultures, that's etiquette. Doesn't that count?
I think that sometimes etiquette goes too far. It just goes too far.
I'm guessing when somebody in your family said you were.
No.
They were fine with it?
No, they didn't. No, they don't care. I was just thinking about this myself as I was doing it. And actually, I I probably would do it in a restaurant even. Yeah, I don't know if I would. I just won't order soup in a restaurant.
You get a thicker soup. It's not as big of a
Like
problem.
a chowder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chowder. And it was fine because there were big chunks of potato in this and beans and chunks of sausage.
Somebody says you should invest in a beard bib.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Well, I mean,
probably
masks.
is.
Yeah.
Everybody that decided to use the mask as a beard holder, you could do that.
No, haven't you ever gone into a restaurant or a place where there's and they
They
make
give
you
you
wear
bibs?
they make you wear hair nets.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's also guys who have beards. They make them wear beard
A
nets.
beard net.
Yeah.
Those that are working or
Yeah.
just guests? Well,
Yeah.
Working, understandably. I thought you were talking about guests for a second. I was like, what?
No, I just don't think there's any. I think there's just no good way to do it. The best way to eat soup is slurp it. You slurp it up and you pick up the bowl. And I had bread too, but
That's
but
what
there
the
was
bread is for.
there was too much damn liquid. It would have taken a half a loaf.
In my case, what happens when you're not supposed to eat the bread? Because I'm allergic to the yeast. So how is the etiquette for that one?
Again, don't have soup.
Somebody says, for as much as my mother made soup when I was a child, I'm glad Gina's not my mother. There's nothing like drinking soup out of the bowl.
Yeah, that's if you're really pushing it too far, Gina. You should not. You should let them pick. Now, if you say in the restaurant, maybe not. But at home,
How do you know what to do in the restaurant if you don't do it at home? You can't have different rules for the restaurant and the home.
Because you say, guess what? You can do that at home, but you can't do it in a restaurant. That's how you know.
You learn by
Jesus.
practicing. If you do it, if you eat it this way all the time, then it's not a big deal. This is how we do this. This is how we. Someone also says that this show is so political.
Incredibly.
Well, we're on different sides of soup. I mean,
And you know what? I love soup. I just love soup.
Well, Gina loves the Olive Garden, and anytime I go there, I always get their unlimited soup and
Okay,
salads. So.
I have another confession to make about this soup.
Okay.
And I wouldn't tell my wife this. I didn't mention it to my wife.
Oh, okay.
But I came across this recipe for the Instant Pot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Tuscan kale and sausage soup.
Okay.
And it said, just like the Olive Garden.
Oh.
Olive Garden style. And then it says that you can make it home and better. And the picture of the soup looked so good.
It won you over.
And so I thought, well, I'll try it.
Did your soup look like the picture?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah. And the other thing that it makes it just tops it off, right at the end, you put a cup of half and half in it.
Make
And
that thick.
Little
Nice,
creamy.
nice
No,
and
it just
thick.
makes it creamy.
Oh,
It just
okay.
doesn't thicken it.
Trav the Trashman says, my beard reaches my belly button. I tuck it in my shirt when I'm
Yeah.
eating. It's my mustache that's the problem.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know why. Because my beard was not getting into the soup, but just eating it.
Yeah.
A
It just
little bit
drips
will
off the
just kind
spoon.
of accidentally dribble, and there's nothing to do to prevent that. So you just have to have a napkin and make sure you.
Just use an old mask, like the people did that didn't want to actually cover their faces during COVID, and it just covers your beard.
Maybe, yeah.
It sticks on your ears. It's like the best thing I can give you, unless there's an actual beard bib that I don't know
Maybe
about.
it's time to shave. I don't know.
No,
Killer,
keep it.
our friend Killer says, Bill, you should use a straw.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Etiquette.
And then he says, that's another killer idea from the killer.
Well, all right. That's my soup exposition there.
Man, I wish I had a soup thing to play right now.
God, I love soup.
All right.
It's a good day for soup.
Yeah, exactly. Nice chili or something. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Weather report at all, or?
I mean, it's snowy and going to do that off and on all weekend and cold. Winter, it decided to show up. Welcome, winter. He's not a sir.
Well, no. Hang on.
Oh.
On this day,
Oh, okay.
40 years ago, Duran Duran released the live album Arena, featuring the single Wild Boys, the only studio track on the record. So it's an entire live album,
But that was recorded.
but that song was a studio
I
recording.
wonder what the thinking was there.
And
Yes.
yesterday, Simon Le Bon was given royal honors by Prince William
Let's give him the royal honors.
He was made an MBE, which stands for what?
Member of the British Empire.
So he's not a knight. He wasn't knighted, but it's close.
Well, he's a hero for not hurting himself while trying to hit those high notes on that song specifically.
He's a hero in my book for many reasons.
All right, 7:24, and it is time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Here's Boner candidate number 1. You know, this mother is clearly a threat to the community. It was dinner time on October 30th, 2024, when police handcuffed Brittany Patterson. There she is at x96.com/live. Handcuffed her in front of 3 of her 4 children and drove her to the station in Fannin County, Georgia. She was then fingerprinted, photographed, and dressed in an orange jumpsuit. Hours earlier, around noon, Ms. Patterson had driven her eldest son to a medical appointment. Her youngest son, 11-year-old Soren, intended to come along but wasn't around when it was time to leave. I figured he was just out in the woods or at Grandma's house, said Patterson, who lives on a 16-acre piece of land with her kids and her father. Her husband works out of state. There's no shortage of family in the vicinity. Patterson's mother and sisters live just 2 minutes away. Soren, however, was not playing in the woods. He had decided to walk to downtown Mineral Bluff, a town of just 370 people. It's not quite a mile from his home, a little less than a mile.
Okay.
A woman who saw him walking along the road, speed limit 25 miles an hour, said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yep." Nevertheless, she called the police. A female sheriff picked up the boy and called Patterson. She asked me if I knew he was downtown, and I said, "No, I didn't know that." Patterson was upset that Soren had gone downtown without letting anybody know, but said there wasn't really much reason to worry. I wasn't panicking. I know the roads. I know he's mature enough to walk there without incident. Well, the sheriff disagreed. She kept mentioning how he could have been run over or kidnapped or anything could have happened, recalls Ms. Patterson. The sheriff drove Soren home, left him with his grandfather, then returned to the house. Patterson scolded her son, said, "Don't do that again.
Yeah, let me know where you are."
Yeah, make sure. But 6:30 that night, the sheriff returned with another officer. They told Ms. Patterson to turn around, put her hands behind her back. The 3 of her kids watched as she was handcuffed. The sheriff took her purse and her phone, put her in the cruiser, and hauled her off to jail.
Where was this?
This is in Georgia.
Huh.
Patterson said none of this made much sense to her. She'd grown up in the area with plenty of unsupervised time to wander and play, and was raising her kids that way too. Mentally, the mentality here is more free range, she said. Patterson was released on a $500 bail. The next day, a case manager came and said, looked over the home and said, "Well, everything seems to be fine here, but we're going to give you a safety plan. Now, you have to sign this safety plan. You have to make sure that you do this, make sure that,
I think getting picked up by the police is enough for her son to have a family conversation and say, "This is why you need to always let me know where you're going." And that would have been enough, I think, to scare him into letting him know what was important.
They said, if you don't sign this safety plan, by the way, your children could be taken away from you. Ugh. And she said, I'm not signing this.
If that had, I mean, Muhammad, my son, not the prophet, would do this.
He would just take off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sure.
And go explore and
he's a runner.
But I'm saying I could have been arrested for this then, because he would have done that.
Boner candidate number 1. This mother is clearly a threat to the community. Here's Boner candidate number 2. This football rivalry has become pathetic, and fans like this are jerks. The University of Utah Police Department has arrested an 18-year-old individual after a member of BYU's travel party alleged, and you can see it on video, alleged that she was hit with a water bottle during the Cougars' rivalry tilt at Rice-Eccles Stadium over the weekend. Jocelyn Allen, who has overseen the Cougars' co-ed and all-girl cheer squad since 2010, said she lost consciousness after the water bottle hit her in the head, adding that a Utah fan in the table seats in the south end zone threw a water bottle that hit her directly in the head. I lost consciousness, but thankfully I was lowered to the ground by one of my cheerleaders. Police are going over video footage. Anyway, they found the person who did it.
Yeah, they arrested.
They have arrested William Gardner, 18 years old. Police believe his water bottle hit her in the head and caused her to be unconscious. Gardner is not a University of Utah student, the police said. Several BYU supporters, including its cheer squad, mascot, and a handful of administrators, were stationed at the southeast corner of the end zone during the game. When the clock hit 0, lots of water bottles started to fly out of the stands and onto the field, and one of them hit her in the head. This is just the latest in a series of incidents, be it University of Utah students causing trouble or BYU students causing trouble when they play down at BYU. This
guy wasn't a
pathetic.
student; he was a fan.
But the rivalry, and they build up the rivalry so much. This is the holy war. And people get so into it and so rabid. And you know what? I think they should just cancel it, never have it again. Don't have it, because people can't handle it. People are jerks. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, more football BS.
Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and Opinioendo brought to you by...
Waterproof your home with Baseco, because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways. Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Gina, just a warning. I'm going to want to go to the crime desk in a minute
Okay.
about the guy who was found dead in that Planet Fitness.
Oh, okay.
Denzel Washington has revealed that he plans to retire from acting after finishing up his next few movies. He's, well known for iconic roles in movies like Malcolm X, Training Day, Man on Fire, American Gangster, the Equalizer franchise. The 69-year-old actor is next set to appear in Gladiator 2, but also has, I'm going to have to sneeze here in a second.
Bless you.
A remake of Akira Kurosawa's High and Low on the horizon, which sees him reuniting with director Spike Lee. In a recent interview with Today, Washington confirmed that he plans to retire from acting after a handful of new projects that he has lined up. He's going to be playing some Shakespeare. He'll be appearing in upcoming films from Steve McQueen, Ryan Coogler, who will put him in back into Black Panther 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I don't know how many more films I'm going to do, probably not that many. I want to do the things I haven't done. I played Othello at 22, and now I'm going to play Othello again at the age of 70. After that, I'm playing Hannibal. After that, I've been talking with Steve McQueen about a film, but it is limited, and I will retire when I get these projects out of the way. One of my favorite Denzel Washington movies is Runaway Train with Chris Pine. I love that movie.
It's because it has Chris Pine in it.
No, and Denzel Washington is really good. The only thing I don't like about it is the title of the movie. It's The Runaway Train, but they stop it. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a spoiler. President-elect Trump says billionaire and ex-owner Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy will run a new limited government efficiency project as part of his administration. The effort will give Trump's White House a way to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies.
Well,
Elon Musk has done such a great job with Twitter.
Nothing says government efficiency like hiring 2 people to do the job that one person could do, but and creating a new bureaucracy. That's also
I thought
efficient.
we were small government. I thought we were going to get rid of agencies.
The Department of Government Efficiency, not a formal U.S. government agency. It will advise from the outside the regular government structure, according to Trump's explanation.
I love it when people guide from the outside.
And will partner with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform. It will target waste and fraud, I'm sure. And, this is great. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee will be the next U.S. ambassador to Israel.
He's just wheeling out all of the bad guys.
Mike has been a great leader, public great servant, great leader in faith for many years. He loves Israel. He loves the people of Israel, and likewise the people of Israel love Mike Huckabee. Mike will work tirelessly to bring about peace in the Middle East. Let's see. Utah OBGYN David Broadbent appears in 4th District Court in Provo. It's another hearing. Broadbent has been charged with forcible sexual abuse and object rape. Utah County prosecutors have filed new criminal charges against him, now accusing him of sexually assaulting a patient twice during 2 separate exams in 2020. And I will not go into the details of what he did, although they're very painfully spelled out here in the Salt Lake Tribune. This is the second charge filed in connection to the same patient. In June, prosecutors charged Broadbent with second-degree felony forcible sexual abuse. Abusing this same patient, and there have been other charges against Broadbent. At least 49 women have reported to Provo police that Broadbent sexually abused them during exams, and prosecutors have been weighing whether to file charges for almost 2 years. So 2 years, I don't know why they've taken so long to file the charges, but apparently the charges are coming now. Now we'll go to the crime desk. It's an interesting story that Gina passed along to me about a man found dead in a gym.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a crime necessarily.
I don't think we know yet, do we?
Indianapolis authorities are investigating the case of a man found dead in a tanning bed at Planet Fitness after he was reported missing by his family. The Marion County Coroner's Office identified the victim as Derek Sink, 39 years old. Police received a report of a body found in a tanning bed inside of Planet Fitness in Indianapolis on the morning of November 11th. Family members said that Sink got himself into the tanning bed on Friday, November 8th. See those dates?
How do they know?
Friday the 8th, reported missing on the 11th. He was in the tanning bed at the Planet Fitness for 3 days.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how was this not discovered by the people that work at the Planet Fitness? Now, how did they know he was there and when he got there, Bill? He was wearing an ankle monitor, so they knew exactly where he was and what time he was there. And his family says he had substance abuse issues, so that probably has something to do with it. But the bigger question is, how is he in a tanning bed for 3 days and nobody checked?
There's a crime committed here, Gina, and I'm fully expecting Indianapolis authorities to indict the tanning bed. Let's see. T-Mobile customers service outage yesterday. Service was disrupted for T-Mobile customers from St. George to Ogden. The T-Mobile experienced some 19,500 outages in less than an hour, according to the online tool Down Detector. Most of the outages were in Utah locations, and they say we're sorry. There was a brief mechanical issue, and that's all they're saying about it. So, but service is back. We had a little problem with our internet today as well, but I don't.
Does it say when the phones went down?
Went yesterday?
Yeah.
Let me see if it says what time that was.
Maybe it's
2 p.m., the company said. A brief mechanical issue that impacted connectivity. But it's been resolved and all of their services back. Here's a article. It says, what would happen to your estate if you died tomorrow? I don't care. I don't believe I have an estate.
One would have to have an estate.
It doesn't matter.
Estate is a fancy word for your things. You have things.
I have things.
I have.
You
some,
have things.
I have several pairs of shoes.
Who would get custody of your boot, Bill? Those are the kind of things you need.
The $1,600 Kevlar
That's what I'm saying.
boot that I wear.
It's valuable.
That's my estate right there.
It's the most valuable thing you own is your boot.
Yep. Let's see. Americans on Medicare can expect their premiums to go up by just over $10 per month starting in 2025. That announcement came from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which said we will raise it by $10 per month. And then, I don't know, Donald Trump will probably come in and lower it.
It'll be Elon. He'll get rid of it for us.
And finally this, Utah's best beards are returning to the spotlight. No, I don't mean people who cover up for
I was going to mention
Yeah.
J.D. Vance's wife.
Yeah, but no, it's not people who cover up for people like that. This is people who grow beards. We kind of wanted to create a competition. It's called the Iron Beard Competition. It will be fun and competitive, said competition founder and Black Cat Barber Company owner Kevin Clement. Despite his own lack of a beard, Mr. Clement knows a thing or two about what it takes to be an Iron Beard winner. It takes more than just having a long beard, he said. It takes fullness. It takes shape.
Yeah, you don't want this thin, long beard. That's not interesting. You
Exactly.
wanna-
Yeah, no. This is going to be a big competition. The Iron Beard competition takes place on Oswego Road in Urda on Saturday at noon.
All right.
All right.
Weather, traffic.
Well, those storms have cleared out. High of 52, mostly sunny today. A little bit warmer tomorrow, 56. Looks like next chance of a storm will be Friday into Saturday, about a 60% chance or so. Traffic's been really good this morning. Not much to tell you about. UDOT's not reporting any accidents, and you are not either. But if you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986. Nightingale College provides the opportunity for an ideal work-life balance from the comfort of your home with 100% online nursing classes and no waiting list. Become a Nightingale nurse. Apply for their upcoming spring semester at nightingale.edu.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3, and it's more college football BS. A caged Bengal tiger was wheeled onto the field of Tiger Stadium in Louisiana's capital of Baton Rouge for the first time in nearly 10 years before kickoff of Saturday night's football game between the state's flagship university and its Alabama counterpart, fulfilling the wishes of the state's Republican governor, Jeff Landry. The tiger in question, whose forced participation outraged animal rights activists, was not the one which lives on the Louisiana State University campus, Mike the Seventh. That's the name of the tiger that lives on campus. His name is Omar Bradley, ostensibly in honor of the famed military U.S. general from the Second World War. The animal is reportedly owned by a man with a history of citations from the U.S. Agriculture Department over a lack of proper care for his animals, according to the Louisiana newspaper The Advocate. Following the death of the school's previous tiger, Mike the Sixth, in 2016, LSU announced that in the future, Mike the Tigers, the school's mascot, would no longer be brought onto the field, ending a long-standing campus tradition.
Because it's scary for them.
According to the school's website, Mike the Sixth, who died from a rare form of cancer, had attended 33 of 58 home games between 2007 and 2015, while the university's current live mascot, Mike Seventh, is an 8-year-old, 345-pound tiger donated to the school from a sanctuary in 2017. He is not brought onto the field for games, and visitors can still see the tiger. He has a 15,000-square-foot enclosure on campus or next to the campus stadium. As a workaround, Landry arranged for a tiger to be imported from Florida for the game because that's important.
No.
Let's get this tiger. So he had this tiger trucked in from Florida from this guy who has a sketchy animal sanctuary.
Like a Tiger King kind of.
Yeah, they're all sketchy.
Just so that he can put him on the field. The tiger, by the way, when they wheeled out the cage and they took the curtain off of it, the tiger was lying down, but soon started pacing in anxiety around the cage.
Imagine how scary that would be.
Boner candidate number 3, more college football BS.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, this mother is clearly a threat to the community. She let her son walk, her 10-year-old son, walk downtown. Walk downtown. Boner candidate number 2, this college football rivalry, particularly the BYU University of Utah, has become pathetic, and fans like this are jerks. The one who, this is a fan who threw a water bottle and knocked out some poor woman from BYU on the sidelines. And boner candidate number 3, more college football BS.
All right. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. Here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win, the worst one. Put that single digit, 1, 2, or 3, in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Or call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, November 13, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser, click and vote. You've got 4 minutes to get your vote in. And right after we award Boner of the Day, remember it's time for Dr. Josh Davis, our veterinarian. Call in with questions about your puppies or your kitties. So get ready to call 877-602-9696. It is Boner of the Days. Stand by for your winner. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Now, there's not a lot of time to take advantage of this. Now through December 31st, Hoops Vision is offering a $1,200 discount on LASIK.
So you've been thinking about it, and you hear this deal, it's time to move.
And both Carrie and I can tell you, we both had this done.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to it. It's quick, it's painless, and you sit up on the table and they say, take a look around.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on. I don't have contacts on, and I can see. You
got your flex spending coming in effect, too.
Oh, yeah, you can use that, too. So enjoy all your football games in high def vision. It doesn't matter whether you have astigmatism, you're farsighted or nearsighted. Hoops Vision can do the LASIK procedure on almost anybody. But find out. Sign up for your VIP consultation today. The number is 877-30-LASIK. That's LASIK, 877-30-LASIK, or you can go to hoopsvision.com. Listen, I got this bag here.
What do you got?
Have you noticed this sitting in the corner over
You
here?
about this?
This bag? No. This bag has been sitting in the corner of our studio right there for months.
What, just on the floor?
Yeah, on the floor.
I have not noticed.
Months.
If it is a snake, it would have bit me.
Now, I know what's in it. And I know why it's in our studio. This is a nice bag.
That looks like an insulated bag.
It's a Land's End brand. I don't know if it's insulated or not. I have not ever opened it, but I know what's in it. So this bag, let me see if it's insulated. Yeah, kind of. No, you know what it's for? It's for beach It's a beach bag, and it's lined, so you could put wet stuff in it if you needed to.
Yeah.
When you're done at the beach or the pool or whatever. Here, you want to see what's in it? I've not looked, but I know what's in it. Here.
Well, who brought this? First of all,
I'll tell you in a second.
How did this appear?
It's a bag full of old leaves.
Why is there a bag of leaves?
What is it
in this studio?
So, because Dawson brought this. Our intern,
okay,
who's not here anymore. Although he's coming, he's going to work for us here in the next few days.
Yeah, there's going to be some filling in here.
As I recall, we were going to put this little pile of leaves in a corner because Gina was saying one day, I can sleep anywhere. Just give me a little pile of leaves in the corner, and I'll lay down a pile of leaves. And so.
Did he tell you he was bringing that in?
Yes. And he brought it in, and I don't think I even looked at the leaves. I could tell there were leaves in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in the corner, and I thought, oh, that might be a funny. And then the more I thought about it, it just wasn't.
It'd be a mess.
It was not. It was be a mess, and it wouldn't be funny.
Well, we need to give Dawson. That's a nice bag.
I know.
Yeah,
he
should.
That bag back.
I know. And I don't know why he didn't come and take it back at some point. Yes, I do, because Dawson is Dawson.
Because he thought someday Bill's going to want to do this.
No,
no,
I don't think so. I think Dawson's a goofball. You know, he just kind of. I mean that in the kindest, nicest way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a goofball. I love the
You
guy.
think he forgot about it?
I think he just kind of forgot about it. And his wife didn't nag him about, where's that beach bag?
His wife is going to want that. That's a nice bag.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. It has the appearance of not being used. But I remember he told me he was going to do it. He said, I got all these leaves at my house. Why don't I bring in a bunch of leaves that I've raked up, and then we can, it'll be funny. We can. And I thought, yeah, that'll be funny. But then when he brought them in, I thought, nah, that's not funny.
Dawson texting in, I forgot about it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Hi, Dawson.
I bet you want your bag back, Dawson.
You want your bag back?
We'll give it back to you when you come in there.
And you know when I say you're a goofball, I mean that in the kindest, loving way. I love you, man. But he is goofy. He's kind of spacey sometimes.
I mean, I probably could sleep on a pile of leaves.
I don't recall why exactly the conversation, but it was something like,
I can sleep anywhere.
I think that's what it was. You were saying I could sleep anywhere. I could sleep on a pile of leaves somewhere. And
I wish I had that skill,
No?
curse, whatever it is you want to call it.
You've been quite tired this week.
I'm looking forward to doing nothing this weekend. I mean, absolutely nothing. You know,
I've been having this horrible sleep problem. I've been waking. I get up at 3 normally on the work week. That's when the alarm goes off. I've been waking up at 2.
That's annoying
I
because
hate
because that's too like, oh, do I just want to
yeah,
get up?
exactly. What do you do?
Like if you wake up at midnight, you're like, oh, I can go back to sleep and I have time. But when you're that close to the time you're supposed to wake up,
Usually I can go back to sleep a little bit, but it's a restless kind of.
and then do you check the time?
Yes.
Like because you keep thinking, oh, it's
even,
no, and
even
it's
though
only
I
been
know
10
my
minutes.
even
It's
though
only
I
been
know
10
my
minutes.
alarm is going to go
Yeah.
off, I still am checking the clock.
Hate that.
It's been a bad sleep week for me too, and I don't know. I don't know
That's
if it's
daylight saving,
I don't know
probably.
if it's daylight saving related or not. Daylight saving time never used to bother me in the slightest. I just didn't care, you know.
Even with the time we get up in the morning.
yeah, it never bothered me. But the last couple of years, it's kind of like,
All right.
But Dawson.
6.
All right, 7:50. Let's award boner of the day.
And the boner of the day brought to you in part by tortellini soup.
And
Oh, that's fine. No, it's good.
And Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
Well, I guess it's animal cruelty. I personally probably would have voted for number 2, and it got quite a number of votes. Actually, number 1 got a lot of votes as well. This mother is clearly a threat. Yeah, now that I look more closely at the voting, 1 and 2 both got quite a lot of votes, but couldn't beat number 3, the tiger. 160 votes, and that makes boner candidate number 3 boner of the day.
That's your boner of the day for today, November 13, 2024. Now qualified to be boner of the week. Is this sponsored?
Yes. Would you like to gain strength, balance, flexibility, and confidence with training from United Studios of Self-Defense? You can and you will receive 1 week of free martial arts lessons. Visit ussdutah.com.
Dr. Josh Davis is here. He is a veterinarian extraordinaire. That's a special degree that you get as a veterinarian.
Right.
Special
Specialty,
certification.
yep.
Special certification extraordinaire they put on your license. He can answer questions about your puppies and your kitties, specifically health problems with your pets. 877-602-9696 is the number to call and ask Dr. Davis questions about, little Fluffy and little Spot. You can also text questions if you like, 33986. Get your pet's questions answered. Or maybe your pet has a question. Put them on the line.
What's that you say, boy?
Yeah. We'd like to know the name of your pet and the breed, and then tell us the condition. So let's have at it.
Okay. They're starting to call in.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
It'll take a minute.
Yeah. 877-602-9696. I have this cat that he's way overweight. And so we limit his food to 1 feeding a day at a certain time. But until that time comes, he...
Does he ask for it? I'd ask.
And then goes and stands by the door.
Oh, yeah.
It's so annoying.
It's like they're being murdered all day long, yeah.
And then he goes down and devours that food, and that's all he gets for the day.
Yep.
And usually he quiets down after that. But I just, will you shut up? I'm not feeding you until 9 o'clock.
Yep, yeah, that happens. Our cats are the same way. One thing I would do is break that into 2 meals a day, and then you can kind of balance out how hungry they get throughout the day there. So same amount of food, just break it in half. Yeah, try that out.
I'll
that's a
that.
good idea.
I'll suggest that. Yeah,
Maybe less
right.
whining.
Yep.
See, that's the kind of stuff you're going to get from Dr. Davis. Little tips.
Let's go to Brittany. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany. What's your pet's name?
It's Shia.
Shia. And what breed of dog is Shia?
She is half husky and half German.
Big. All right. So, what's your question?
She was just recently, within like less than 2 weeks, diagnosed with glaucoma in one of her eyes. And we've realized as of yesterday she lost her vision in the left eye. And I'm wondering if that's going to affect her right eye as well.
Yeah, that's a really good question. How old was she again?
She is just 10. She
10.
just turned
Okay.
10.
Yeah, at that age, if the glaucoma isn't directly related to some other disease process, then there's a chance you could get it in the other eye, but also a chance not. So
Not
I think
for sure.
your real goal is to, if that eye that has glaucoma, if you've lost vision, and if there's any pain or inflammation, then sometimes we do have to remove those eyes because they just are a source of constant pain for them, and they can't see anyway, so sometimes they're better off without it. But the other eye, there's not really any preventive things you can do other than just making sure checkups are happening and the eye's staying healthy and checking those pressures regularly. But
Do you ever fit dogs with glasses or contact lenses?
They do use contacts, and they do lens surgeries
Really?
sometimes. Yeah, the contacts are more to heal injuries. They don't permanently have them, but they are used for certain things, yeah.
All right. All right. There you go.
A dog with a monocle.
right.
That'd
See
be
ya,
cool.
Brittany.
More like a dog with an eye patch, man. That's a badass dog. All right. Let's take another quick. And Megan. Go
Hi,
ahead,
Megan. What's your dog's name and what breed is it?
Good morning. My dog's name is Lunchmeat.
Oh, I like that.
She is a pit bull mix.
Okay.
My question is more of a concern.
Mm-hmm.
So about a month ago, we lost our other dog, Ham, and he just stopped eating, took him to the vet. Anyway, had to sadly euthanize him, and I don't know if this is affecting Lunchy or not, but her and Ham used to eat at the same time. Now that Ham's gone, Lunchy isn't eating anymore. I thought it was the dog food, so I switched out the dog food. She's been drinking a lot of water. She's kind of showing the same signs that Ham did, so I'm kind of freaking out.
Sure.
Have you thought about getting down on the floor and eating with lunch meat and see if that helps?
You know, I have. I'll lay down on the floor and she'll eat treats, and I'll give her food like by hand. She'll eat a little bit, but she won't eat on her own.
Okay. Yeah, and one of the things that does worry me about what you're talking about is if we are drinking a lot more water than normal, that is often a sign of some illness that's going on. So after losing a friend, certainly dogs can kind of get into a depressed state where they're just not as active. They may not eat like normal. That does happen for them when they lose a friend like that. But some of those other things you're talking about may actually be a health reason on top of that. So anytime a dog, if they're drinking a lot, peeing a lot, eating a lot, or not eating a lot, it's worth doing some blood work. It's worth getting checked out for that.
Okay.
Okay. And I noticed that she wasn't pooping, but this morning she did let go of a little nugget, so I'm kind of relieved from that.
Thanks for that information.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, anytime.
All right. Thank you, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye-bye. 877-602-9696. We got your questions lined up here.
I have to say, listen, I got to go let go of a little nugget.
Little nugget, yep.
We'll get that for you with Dr. Josh Davis. Stand by. Traffic.
I've had a really good commute this morning. You okay coming in, Dr. Davis? Did you see anything?
Trouble today.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Dr. Davis is also a member of the Infinite Team, as are all of you. Let me know what you're seeing out there at 33986.
All right, we will take a break. We will be back more with Dr. Josh Davis coming up after these messages. Stand by. Underdog Fantasy.
Look, if you're a sports fan that likes the thrill of competition, you want to win money watching your favorite athletes dominate, well, Underdog is the place for you. 5 million happy players in 33 states. They've won a lot of money. Underdog makes it easy and fun to cash in on your sports knowledge, and way to test your predictions. You pick higher or lower on player stats. As simple as that. Touchdowns, 3-pointers, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. They offer all your favorite leagues and stats. They offer NFL, NBA, and more. I stick with the NFL myself. I watch some professional football on the weekends, and that's when I do Underdog. They put the control in your hands, and this season, Underdog is running a special promo or bonus almost every day, like Profit Boost. You can pump up your winning and just tap, and then you apply the winnings to your eligible entries and discounts. You'll get adjusted projections on certain players' stats to give you a big and better shot at a W. Free picks are basically a sure thing. Boost your profits on all entries by 20%. Download the app and sign up with the promo code ALLRED, ALLRED. Deposit now. You'll get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be 18 years of age or older. Present in a state where Underdog operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. I take notes and then forget them.
You take notes?
Okay, here we go. So when Bill Frost comes in and recommends TV shows, I try to check some of them out, and I thought I would watch The Big Brunch, hosted by Dan Levy. It's it's a cooking competition where it's horrible.
Really?
What's wrong with it?
It's just awful. The people on it are awful. The way it's set up is awful. He's just not a really great host. Now I just watched one, and maybe it settles in and gets a little better.
Okay.
But
I think you just hate brunch. That's what I think. You are a brunchist.
A brunchist.
You know, you really shouldn't say things like that without having seen it.
When was the last time you went to brunch?
I don't brunch very often.
This is my point.
But Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch is it Levy?
It's
Eugene
Eugene
Levy. Yeah. Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch can solve all your problems.
Well,
I don't disagree with him.
It's really.
I
not
think
good.
you're brunching wrong.
Why don't you do me a favor and watch the show? It has nothing to do with me and my relationship to brunch.
I think it might have everything to do with your relationship
It does not.
with brunch.
I don't have anything against brunch.
As a matter
I'm
of fact,
not a brunchist.
He's writing a book called In Defense of Brunch. He's working. I saw him working on that.
I've got a hunch that brunch is just fine. No, I don't have anything against brunch. I'll go to a brunch. It's not something that I
bet
do
you'd
often.
complain about a brunch.
Don't try me.
What?
I'll go to a brunch.
What do you mean? I complain about?
I bet
a
it
brunch?
would not meet your your needs. The brunch.
What? What are you talking about? If it was a brunch of nothing but liver, yes, that would not be good.
Who would do that though?
Nobody.
Like because there's brunch buffets, but then there's just a brunch where you order off the menu. And
Yeah, I don't think that's brunch.
ordering off the menu doesn't count as brunch.
I don't
it
think
has
so.
to be a buffet.
I think kind of.
No,
Yeah.
I disagree.
I think it has to be a buffet.
Some of the more wonderful brunches I've had were off the menu.
No, but you don't because when you go to a brunch, you want to be able to,
You go to the omelet
graze.
station.
Yeah, go to the omelet station. And usually they'll have a roast beef.
When I go to brunch, I don't want to get up from my table. I want everything brought to me as though I am the king.
So we have our own theories about brunch, but nevertheless, the show The Big Brunch
Yes,
sucks.
that's what we're.
It really does.
Okay. Well, now I have to watch it. And see.
I'm not a brunchist. The judges are terrible. It's just not good.
What are they judging? The food?
Yeah, now what we want you to do here is we want you to make an egg dish that represents your personality and your goals in life. What? That's
okay. Scrambled's out.
Really. I mean, everything is every dish that they do is kind of geared that way.
Really? Well, you're poached, Bill. Clearly,
we want you to make an egg dish that tells us about your past. What?
Historical eggs?
I mean, that's what it's like, and it's terrible. It's a terrible show. I like brunch just fine.
Now, if I were a good morning radio DJ, I'd be writing a parody song right now, done to the tune of "King of Pain" by the Police, "King of Brunch."
King of Brunch.
Because I am the king of brunch.
Yes.
There's a pitcher of mimosas on the table today.
The same old.
Yeah.
I would. Well, I'm not a very good morning DJ. Though,
No. Well, you need time to do these things.
No. All right.
$33986.
They're like Timothy and Santa Quinn.
Santa Quinn.
Yeah, Timothy's a cat.
Oh.
He says, I know what you're up to dividing my food. I know how much food I'm getting. You're not fooling me and Santa Quinn.
It's a talking cat in
Yep.
Santa Quinn?
Yep, not fooling Timothy.
Somebody get Gina some help. We're back with Dr. Josh Davis, veterinarian extraordinaire. He's here to answer your questions about your puppies and your kitties, and we have a full bank of phones, so I guess we get to it.
Let's get to Candy.
Hi, Candy.
Hi, thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah, Candy, what's your cat's name?
Ozzy.
And what's Ozzy's problem?
He's a sneezy boy. He's always been a sneezy boy since we got him, and he's 2 now, and now that it snowed, he is just sneezing up a storm, and is there anything we can give him?
So in the short term, most cats, it's not too big of a deal unless they're blowing out a lot of just gross snotty nose or their eyes get kind of crusty or weepy or anything like that. Probably dealing with a seasonal change, seasonal allergy stuff that way. So if it's not causing too much trouble, usually you just kind of let it ride through. But in some cases, if it gets really bad, you can look into medications for it. But antihistamines typically don't work that great in pets. So I wouldn't do anything like that. But if everything else is fine, I'd just kind of let it ride out.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All
There
right.
you go.
See you later.
Thank you, Candy. All right, let's go to Hector.
Hi, Hector.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
Hey, pretty good, Bill. How you doing, guys?
Good. What's your cat's name?
Oh, yes, it's Gandalf and Medusa, 2 Maine Coons.
Okay,
Awesome.
Maine
6 and a year
Coons.
old.
Oh, yeah.
Big old kitties.
Yeah. Tell us about it.
Yep. Yeah. I just got a quick question. So my cats, they love to go in the backyard and hunt grasshoppers. Like, that's their favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
But then they eat so many, they just kind of come inside and kind of throw up.
Mhm.
And I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So my wife's kind of a little bit upset about it because we got to call Zero Res more than we.
Do you have a grasshopper
Yeah, I was
special?
just wondering, are they going to learn their lesson, or do I just have a bunch of silly cats?
Yeah, very unlikely they'll learn anything because grasshoppers are fun and cats are, they're predatory. So, and the grasshoppers are it's very irritating to their gut because the legs are spiny and all that carapace they have. So, one thing I would watch out for if they are out back hunting, even little things, is making sure they're on some parasite control because they can pick up things by that hunting behavior.
Oh, really?
So, just one thing to watch out for.
Hector, I grew up with cats that did that. We had a big garden, and they loved to go out and stalk the grasshoppers.
Mm-hmm.
But they would,
they love
they
it.
would eat them, but they would leave behind the legs.
Really?
Yeah, they wouldn't
Oh,
eat the
really?
legs and the heads most of the time.
Interesting.
So the spiny parts they wouldn't touch.
Yeah, that's good because they'll probably barf it right back up.
That's what's it.
Yeah, because they swallow them whole, and then they'll even bring them inside like little trophies, like for us.
Yeah.
And then next thing we know, there's like 2 or 3 grasshoppers just rolling around in the house.
Here you go, man.
Yeah.
We got it for you.
All right, well, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you,
You
guys.
bet.
See you,
Appreciate it.
Hector.
Thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah. See ya.
Sure, and then you put
Yes, Julie.
picture of them on there.
Julie, hi.
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 Sorry to interrupt.
Hi, I'm. No, I get to interrupt you.
Okay.
So I wanted to call in. I have a 14-year-old cat named Cato, and he recently was diagnosed with kidney disease and hyperthyroidism.
Oh, okay.
So we're trying to do the whole hyperthyroidism medication, but we have 3 other cats, and he wants to kill one of them. The other 2 are fine, but for some reason, it's not just like play fighting or any of that. He is stalking that cat and trying to kill him.
Ow.
And we've had scratches, bites on us. We've tried separating them, so one was downstairs, one was upstairs, but he tries to break the barricades to try to get to him, just knowing he's there.
Right.
So we've tried like the plug-ins to try to calm the cat and the collar. I didn't know if there's like another medication or something that we can do. I mean, this is going to be very stressful until.
I think you need to get Mike Huckabee to come and see if he can negotiate a peace settlement between the two.
Okay, do you have his contact?
Yeah. What do you think, Dr. Davis?
Well, I mean, you're dealing with probably two things there. So one is the medical condition. Cats, until they're well managed for hyperthyroidism, high thyroid can also change behavior, and sometimes they can be a little more aggressive or a little more kind of strange that way if their levels aren't well controlled. So that's one piece of it. And then the other piece of it is they just may not like each other for whatever reason. Cats do like to do stuff like that. And so I think you're doing all the right things to start with, too. And there are other non-medication ways to go about it. It sounds like you're doing some of those things now. But if it is to the point where we're risking injuries and abscesses, then you may have to do something medical. But the problem is with your thyroid kidney cat, you have to be really careful what else they're on. So physical separation may be your best bet in the short term until you can get that sorted out. And then make sure that thyroid is well managed, because if it's running high, some cats are a little wonky and weird with that.
There you go.
It's a pain in the ass, isn't it, Julie?
Yeah, yes, it is, and in the hands and arms too.
Yeah. All right, thanks for calling, Julie.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it.
All right, let's get to Phil.
Hi, Phil.
How are you?
Good. What's up? What's your problem? Or your cat's problem?
Okay, I have a dog. He's a 7-year-old lab. He has a fatty mass on his right rear leg. We're going to get it removed, but the doctor wants to talk about doing chemo on him. I'm concerned about what the chemo is going to do to him and, the rest of his years.
Gotcha. I guess it depends what type of tumor it is and what they're treating, but in general, dogs, they do tend to do well with tolerating the chemo. They're not like us. They're not going to lose all their hair and all that kind of stuff. And as long as the tumor's removed and the chemo helps resolve it, they can go on to be pretty normal after that, assuming the tumor doesn't recur or cause any other problems.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck, Phil.
All right, Phil.
Good luck.
All right, I think we have time for one more. Josh is here.
Hi, Josh. What's your question?
Hey guys, thanks for letting me listen.
Yeah.
My question is, I have had 2 German Shepherds. They're litter mates. They're 11 years old. Well, one passed away at the end of August, and since then, my boy, he's had some real changes in his behavior.
Yeah.
He's aggressively barking at anything. He chases things on the property that he never would before. He's in a lot of pain all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I've read a few things about something like canine dementia. Do you know anything about that and what to look for and get evaluated?
What's your dog's name, Josh?
It's Striker.
Striker? Okay. Yeah, so you're probably dealing with some of the similar things we were talking about earlier is when they do lose, especially a lifelong friend like that, they will have behavior changes because it's such a change to their routine and their partnership and how they go through the day. So you may be experiencing just some of that. And then at that age, there probably is some arthritic pain going on. So that is also known to change behavior for animals. And so I think it's really important to manage those things and keep them busy and enriched so they don't have all that downtime they may not have had before having a friend around and things to do. And then dementia, the other side of it is described in dogs, definitely canine cognitive dysfunction, and they will have behavior changes, but it's often like people with dementia. So especially in the afternoons and evenings, you can just find them staring at walls.
Really?
Yeah, they sundown sometimes. So they'll be staring at walls or walking in circles. They'll sleep a lot sometimes. So I definitely urge you, there's some specific things to look out for that, but I'm not sure that's quite where you're at with the other changes that have happened. So you probably have to work on differentiating that.
Sorry, can't
Okay,
give you
all right.
more definite
Yeah.
stuff, but just
Like
sorry,
what?
Josh.
Do people feel like, oh, I should run out and get another dog? Is that
Some people do that, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't, because a old dog and a young dog, they may not mesh very well, because the young dogs are just active and crazy, and the old dogs may not
Well,
tolerate
find a
that
find
well.
a rescue.
Yeah, an older rescue
Go to the
sometimes
Humane
works.
Society. The Humane
Yep.
Society of Utah. They have lots of really lovely older dogs there.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling. Well, that's it.
Yeah,
All the
good
time
calls
we
today.
have. Yes.
Dr. Josh Davis, thanks so much.
All right, thanks you guys.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks a lot, sir. All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
The crash southbound I-15, milepost 313, that's the I-15-215 junction in Davis County, off to the right shoulder. Let's see, up in Box Elder, crash southbound I-15 at the I-15-I-84 junction, that is off to the right shoulder. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, please text us and let us know. We like to hear from you, and I'll pass it along, 33986. The Radio from Hell Whiskey Tour with Jimmy the Wine Guy is now sold out, thanks to our whiskey sponsors, including Sugar House Distillery in Salt Lake City, featuring their small batch rye whiskey made with regionally sourced ingredients and the purest mountain water. Their malt whiskey complex blend voted America's best whiskey in the San Francisco Spirits Competition.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after some messages and a song. It's Joe Mantegna's birthday today. So,
Really?
So,
we have Simpsons trivia?
No, Criminal Minds
Oh,
trivia. Sorry about that. Criminal Minds
That's
trivia.
okay.
What is the prize?
Tickets to the Odyssey Dance Theater's Christmas Spectacular.
There you go. Tickets to the Christmas show. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play Beat Gina. Coming up after these messages and a song. 877-602-9696. You can...
I have an orchid problem.
You have an orchid problem?
Yes.
Well, there was some instruction there in that.
I love them.
Yeah.
And I'm not patient. So when they bloom and they're beautiful,
You just throw them out, don't you?
no, I mean, but when the petals finally fall off and it goes dormant, they go dormant for a long time. And so I start to water them, thinking, well, maybe if I water this stick in a pot,
Why?
it will come back.
Gina, here's a suggestion. Why don't you Google how to take care of
I
an
have.
orchid?
I know what I'm supposed to do, and
Are
I
you
can't.
supposed to water it?
Here's what they tell you to do: put 3 ice cubes, because they melt slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the pot, like every couple weeks.
Really?
Okay.
That's hard to remember to do.
Well, you know.
So I forget.
You know,
and
your phone has the capability of alerting you to do that
So I forget, and then I panic, and I put a bunch of water in it.
and ruin it.
But I have one.
It's hard to get them to come back, even if you do it right.
But because you forget how long it takes. I've had one that's been dormant for 2 years.
Are you
sitting
sure?
on a shelf. It just started blooming again.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I had not been watering it.
Okay.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Orchids are weird.
See, and I'm worried that I may have overwatered my Christmas cactus.
Oh, yeah.
I think I may have overwatered it.
Yeah,
it's not looking good.
Because you know what happens when you overwater them? Their roots rot.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
You got root rot there.
Because I've had it for 15 years, I think.
You're kidding.
No.
Is it
My
one of those
sister gave it to me a long time
It's
ago.
one of those cactuses where there's like a green and then they've grafted another, like a red thing on it?
No.
It's not like
No,
that?
this one blooms every December. Just these little light pink flowers.
Oh, we just got one of those.
Yeah. But we've had it for about, I want to say 15 years, although that seems like maybe 10 years. My sister gave it to me. And then the other plant on the other side of the fireplace is from my mother's funeral.
I believe,
Mm-hmm.
or Jeff's. I can't remember. A funeral, and
Somebody who died.
and I've had it
plant.
for a very long time.
And it's dying too?
It's thriving.
Oh.
I water it regularly, and it loves it.
There's a plant up in our attic, and I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe a palm, and it was at my mother-in-law's, and she's passed, so we are in charge of
You
it now.
inherited the plant.
And it is like it has these huge stalks and huge leaves going everywhere. You know, it's like, and what do you do? There's probably, now I'll Google it, and there must be some way to prune it or something. But it's like you have to move. It's like going through the jungle if you want to sit in one chair. You have to move the leaves
Well, you need
aside.
one of those big knives.
Get a machete. It's called a machete.
Just real quick, don't send this section of the show to the consultant, please.
Not edgy enough. What else you got?
So I found, up at the farm, I love having plants, but we're not up there very often.
Oh, so
And
you need a plant that doesn't need that much water.
Right, but do you know what I found? This is going to sound like an ad. Easy plant.
What's easy?
Yes,
plant?
easy plant.
What is easy?
Go ahead,
plant?
Gina. Give us the pitch. What is it?
Easy plant is it's you order the whole plant and pot together.
Okay.
It's a special pot that has a reservoir in it, and you only fill it up once a month, and it automatically feeds as much water as the plant needs for that month.
Yes, only as much water as you need for that month. It's Easy Plant.
Johnny's doing that commercial on
Now-
Gina.
And now our spokesman, Shaquille O'Neal, is here.
I like easy plant.
I like
You know why?
It's
Because
easy.
it's easy.
Because I can go on the road and everything's fine.
It's true. I love Easy Plant.
Well, good. What kind of plants are they?
All different kinds.
Whoa!
They're big ones.
Everyone is weighing in on your orchid problem now.
I have an orchid problem.
I never keep orchids around after they die. I just buy a new one.
Just throw them away.
But they're like a science project.
It's like
stick it in the corner and wait and see. It'll be like magic.
I love amaryllis that you buy at Christmas. You know what an amaryllis is? They're beautiful, the big, beautiful flower.
Yeah.
And then they after Christmas, they kind of the blossom goes away. You're supposed to put them in the basement in the dark and not do anything with them until get around, like September, and burn them out and they'll bloom again.
Tommy Milagro, this show is too political, even when talking about orchids. The folks at Orchid... Wait a second.
But you know what? They use slave labor to harvest orchids. You know that, don't you?
The folks at Orchid Dynasty are awesome and can help you. There is an orchid food. Ask for Orchid Dynasty. Right. I've had my Christmas cactus for 13 years. See, this is what they're talking about.
man.
What color are the leaves? And now Sue has sent me...
Oh, no. Do you have pictures of
Oh,
your
well, see, now,
cactus?
I always see the cactus in the morning when the light is dim.
Oh, does it look better now?
So she sent me pictures of the Christmas cactus. She goes, it looks fine.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we got one of those. Just somebody gave us one, and it has really bright red little flowers on it.
And then there's the funeral plant, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let's see what that is.
They both look fine.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I love
That looks like
plants.
a philodendron, maybe.
Or something.
Little dendron.
I'm philodendron.
Oh, yeah, we got a Christmas cactus. It's up in the attic with a big palm tree now.
EasyPlant.com. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the website. It's easyplant.com.
Easy.
From the makers of the Spaghetti Samurai comes.
It's easyplant.com.
Yes, it's great.
Keep your plants alive.
Yeah.
Self-watering plants. That's nice.
Isn't it?
Spaghetti Samurai is a Simpsons joke I stole.
Yeah, I thought.
Because in the last episode, Homer is looking to get rich by coming up with something that no one needs, but that everybody wants.
Oh, and it's Spaghetti Samurai?
No, that was one of the things he fell for.
Gina, these are expensive.
The
What's
Easy Plant?
expensive is
replacing
your plants.
You'll replace your orchids over and over unless you...
Do you know what you could do is not have plants?
I love
if you can't
plants.
take care of them.
It's important to have plants.
Well, that's a really nice mother-in-law's tongue. Some people call it the snake plant. I call it the mother-in-law's.
Motherinlawstongue.com. Don't Google it.
No. $479 for 3 plants.
Yeah. You get the pot, too. You get the pot. You get the
You get the pot. You get the food.
The soil is extra.
Yes. No, the soil.
Soil is.
Mother-in-law tongue extra.
$786 for the Luminous Jungle.
Well, I didn't get the Luminous Jungle.
Which one did you get? Did you get Woodsy Wonders?
No.
That's only $1,000.
No, I got
How about Jaw-Dropping Jungle?
No, it was
for $1,369.
No, I got like the 3 pots for like $300.
You'll see through time as you look through the luminous jungle. It's just like being high.
I can't conscience paying $300 for 3 plants.
They're alive.
Okay.
It's a living thing. It's easy plant. Huh?
I could go to Tropicals and Cactuses and buy 3 plants for a lot less than $300.
Why would you patronize a local business when you can patronize a big business? EasyPlant.com.
Yeah.
I'm paying for the technology.
I'll bet they have something
I
like
think
that
I'll
at
bet.
Cactus and Tropicals.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
You know how I feel about these big corporations, Gina.
Go
to a local place.
So Gina, you can get just a device that does this. You can buy one that you stick in the plant and it
But it's not
self-waters.
easy.
It's
not in the name.
It's really hard to stick it in the soil. But
You had
Easy
kids
Plant-
for a reason. Make sure they water their plants and mow the lawn. Let's be real. If they're from Alabama, it's a child labor state anyway. So
Does your husband know you spent $300 for the plants?
don't tell your husband about EasyPlant.com. Now someone's sending me the pictures of it. No, that's not it, Katie. That's an IV drip going into a plant.
Oh, that's what she's saying.
That's different. All right. In excess. All right. 8:25. It's time for Beat Gina. Brought to you. Is it sponsored by something?
Brought to you by the Christmas Spectacular back at the Grand Theater December 19th through the 23rd. Why go to endless Christmas productions when you can get your complete holiday fix at Odyssey Dance Theater's Christmas Spectacular? See excerpts from A Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, A Christmas Story, Home Alone, The Redux Nutcracker, Rockettes, and White Christmas. Details on the full lineup at x96.com.
Well, that's not your theme music, is it?
No.
Johnny, I'm terribly sorry.
It was quite all right.
Having a little issue here.
I put myself in your hands always. Well, it's time for another episode of Beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny O, with questions for the women in the audience.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You girls don't want a bald-headed husband, do you?
Well,
Your husband will be either bald or good-looking.
Wow.
It's largely up to you.
Now.
You know more than he does about the care of hair. Most of the fairer sex know that a healthy scalp keeps its hair. Millions of women know that Wild Root Hair Tonic does more than lend a lustrous lure to the hair.
Wow.
It keeps the scalp healthy. But your husband, or husband-to-be, he may think that after he gets bald, he can use some of this hair restorer and get his looks back again.
Oh, no, it doesn't work
But
that
no, you know, there's nothing that will cure baldness. Just as you know that the proper care of the hair with Wild Root Hair Tonic will prevent baldness.
Really?
It seems strange that intelligent men do not realize these simple facts. A woman realizes them because she studies them, and she knows that much of her charm, either as a wife or wife-to-be, depends upon the attractiveness of her coiffure. You probably have Wild Root Hair Tonic in your own boudoir.
I do?
If you haven't got it, your druggist will gladly supply you.
Okay.
You'll want to use it regularly to keep your hair lovely, and you'll want your husband-to-be to use it to keep him avoiding bald-headedness and ugliness.
Well.
Wild Root Hair Tonic is in your own boudoir. It's a tonic that you will love. Try it. Your druggist will love you for it. Buy some Wild Root Hair Tonic today. You can get it at any local druggist.
I think Johnny's been drinking it.
Yeah. I don't think it works that way.
I don't.
That's-
There's a misprint in my copy.
Okay.
I got lost, which is not common for a professional announcer.
No.
But I'm also willing to admit my mistakes. And now here's your host. What?
He's been drinking it.
Jerry Jackson.
Kerry
Jackson.
Thank
There it
you,
is.
Johnny Ola, professional game show announcer.
Hand me the wild root.
All right, Cora is the contestant you'll be playing against.
Hi, Cora.
Cora, are you there?
Hi.
That's
Hey, guys. How are you?
lovely name.
All right, Cora, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly. Heads or tails, please.
Tails.
All right, let's see what happens. It is heads.
Oh, you're one step further away from these Christmas spectacular tickets.
Okay, because Gina won the coin toss, she's going to go first, Cora. That means that the first question is for her to answer on her own. If she gets it correctly, she gets the point. If not, I'll allow you to answer the same question correctly and steal the point away. And hopefully you'll win these tickets. But if Gina beats you, what are you prepared to do in her name?
I'm going to donate to Tabitha's Way in Pleasant Grove.
All right.
$50 and some food.
Well, there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, first question for Gina Barberi, because it is Joe Mantegna's birthday today. We went with Criminal Minds.
Okay,
trivia.
I was hoping for Simpsons, but Criminal Minds.
Not gonna
Okay.
happen. So, Gina, what does Joe Mantegna call Shamar Moore, or Derek Morgan, and Matthew Gray Gubler, Spencer Reed? What does he call them on the show? Is it 1, Eric and Don Jr.? Is it 2, the Golden Boys? Is it 3, the Dover Boys? Or is it 4, Gomer and Goober?
I have no idea. I'm going to say the Golden Boys.
Golden Boys.
Gina, you have a point. Now, Cora, it's your turn.
All right, Cora.
Okay.
What does Matthew Gray Gubler, Spencer Reed, not do because he thinks it's unlucky? He thinks it's unlucky, so he does not do this. Is it 1, put on a sock and then a shoe and a shoe? He's a sock shoe person. All right. Is it 2? He does not write love letters to Juliet Capulet. Very bad luck.
Wow.
Is it 3, vote against his own interests? Or 4, wear matching socks?
I've never watched the show.
Me neither.
I'm going to say number 3.
He does not vote against his own
Well,
interests.
it's a good answer.
It is a good answer.
But it's the wrong one.
No, it's incorrect.
I'm betting it's wear matching socks.
Wear matching socks, yes.
It's 2-0, Cora. And, Gina controls the question now. You know what that means.
Gina? David Rossi, that's Joe Mantegna on the show, has mentioned on the show he knows who, someone famous, in his character on the show.
His character knows a famous person.
A famous person.
Okay.
All right. And who is this person? Is it 1, John Voight? Is it 2, Hugh Jackman? Is it 3, Ringo Starr? Or is it 4, the Sultan of Brunei? He DJ'd for him.
That was just for me,
Just
wasn't
for you.
it?
Well, I got it, too.
Oh, okay. Well, Johnny, I didn't know you. I knew Bill would know that. I didn't know Johnny would know that.
Everybody knows it.
I'm going with number 3.
Ringo Starr.
Well, there you go. It's all over for you, Cora.
Cora, don't feel bad. I completely guessed on all of these. I haven't watched Criminal Minds either, so I'm going to go ahead and give you these tickets to Odyssey Dance Theater, even though I beat you.
You get the Christmas show tickets.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you.
Hang on the line, Cora. We'll tell you what you have to do.
Listen, I've got to go. I've got to go do my me, mama, moo, and vocal exercises. I'm a little off my game.
Too much of that tonic. All right, Big Boy News now, brought to you by...
Would you like to gain strength, balance, flexibility, and confidence with training from United Studios of Self-Defense? You can and you will. To receive 1 week of free martial arts lessons, visit ussdutah.com.
Well, this is kind of a sports story. Taylor Swift was spotted seated separately from her bestie, Brittany Mahomes, at Thursday's Kansas City Chiefs game, after the wife of the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, came out in support of ex-President Donald Trump. Brittany Mahomes had been a frequent companion of Taylor Swift's since she began dating Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, and the two typically sat together in the same suite at the games. But Mahomes found herself in some hot water with Taylor Swift fans and potentially with Taylor herself after she liked a post from Donald Trump's Instagram account that outlined his plan to make America great again, which included 20 line items such as keeping men out of women's sports, cutting federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory. The backlash to Mahomes' support was swift, pun intended, with Twitter users wondering how people with kids would still vote for a known child felon and rapist. Guests like people like Brittany Mahomes prefer the tax breaks over child safety. I don't get how people with kids would still vote for somebody like Trump, many of them said. Mahomes fired back amid the online furor over her presumptive support of Trump when she wrote in a post to Instagram, I mean, honestly, to be a hater as an adult, you have to have some deep-rooted issues that you refuse to heal from childhood. There's no reason your brain is fully developed and you hate to see others doing well.
I think this is a little bit older story because I think they have since patched things up.
I don't know. This let's see. This one says this is November 13th is when it's dated, and it apparently they were not seated together in the during the last game. So I don't know.
There was more Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes news. This happens
I saw that.
quite a bit because you know when they're out of town.
Yeah.
And often, not just for NFL, but all kinds of professional athletes, homes get burglarized when they're on the road. And both Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' homes were burglarized.
Don't they have people that just stay there all
You
the
would
time?
think.
They can afford it. I don't know. If you are out when you're out of town and you're a professional football player making a lot of money, you should have somebody who stays there while you're not there.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not even a football player.
But you make tons of money.
Oh, so much money. I DJ for the Sultan of Brunei.
Former Trump White House attorney Ty Cobb said yesterday it would be a tragic event that would have ramifications worldwide if Donald Trump follows through on his campaign promise to pardon the January 6, 2021 rioters who stormed the U.S. Capitol in his name. It is highly possible that Trump will go forward with these pardons, Cobb said. He said the move would further demean the rule of law to those of us in this country, and it's not going to go unseen around the world. I mean, this is the type of conduct that, when viewed internationally, makes it impossible to distinguish the United States from a third world country or, a South American dictatorship.
The United States.
This is really lawlessness of the highest order, and there's no principled basis for it. I think it would be a very sad event.
And I don't understand people that think these January 6 rioters are patriots and everything, and they're the same people that say they support police.
Yeah.
These people assaulted police officers on that day.
Yeah. So there you go. Cobb also burned Trump over some of the people he's chosen to nominate for top roles in his second administration, such as Fox News' Pete Hegseth as defense secretary. I think we're seeing a lot of Bronny Jameses and not many Steph Currys. He zinged. Nice slam on Bronny there. I think we're seeing a lot of Bronny Jameses, not many Steph Currys. That's pretty good. I like that.
Will not be tolerated.
And, of course, former Utah Congressman Chris Stewart, who is something less than a genius, is reportedly under consideration to fill a top-level intelligence position within the Trump administration.
He's going to get the best people, remember? He gets
Politico,
the best people.
Politico reports that Stewart is on a list of candidates to become the Director of National Intelligence. Stewart, who served on the House Intelligence Committee during his time in Washington, resigned in 2023 because, his wife isn't feeling well. Ongoing health issues. Yeah. According to Politico, the health of Stewart's wife will be a factor in whether he would accept the job if offered. The report added that Stewart, who served in the Air Force as an officer before running for office, could also be named to be the head of the CIA. Okay. Well, now what happens? The $507 million public safety bond appears to have failed to pass here in Salt Lake County. Now Salt Lake County leaders are trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I'm willing to concede this did not pass, said Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson. The bond would have closed the aging Oxbow jail and combined Salt Lake County's 2 jails into one with more capacity. It would have also built a new Justice and Accountability Center, which would have served as a place for people with substance abuse or mental health issues to get help before being released from jail onto the streets. Hopefully, that would reduce recidivism. It was also seen as a way to help reduce homelessness. Right now, we're at capacity, said Sheriff Rosie Rivera. We want to make sure that we have room for those violent offenders. The jail bond would do that for us, but it's just unfortunate. I don't think the community understood how important that is. As of Tuesday afternoon, the bond was failing by a close margin, 52 against, that's 52% against, 48% for. Had a lot of political support, but they couldn't make it pass, apparently.
And people want to be tough on crime, but they don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. The UN Human Rights Office has verified that close to 70% of the people killed in Gaza by airstrikes, children and women.
And you are kidding yourself if you think Donald Trump is going to be better on that front.
Yeah.
He's not.
No, he's just going to let it
He
happen.
doesn't care.
Riverton Elementary School students brought into the school their principal's favorite candy for the second year in a row, but this time they formed what they called a mountain of Milky Ways. If you're a kid who loves Milky Ways, that would be your heaven back there, said 6th grader Caden Horsley. The faculty told Fox 13 News that even community residents buy the specific candy to help with the school-wide project. It's something fun and engaging that everybody is kind of excited about, said math teacher Chris Bernier. Principal Abram Yospi said that he's always done this throughout his teaching career, but it's his second year as principal at Foothills, and he enjoys making the request a teaching opportunity. It's just been kind of a tradition. It's been built through the years. This is the second year at Foothills. It's fun to see how many Milky Ways are behind us right now. It's amazing that all of these kids are participating. There is a campus-wide competition to see which class gets the closest to the actual number. Oh, so they guess. I guess they...
Oh, you have a pile of Milky Ways, and you have to guess how many are there.
They measure the fun size and the full-size bars, putting their math skills to the test.
Okay.
So that's okay. That's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Well, more than 15 years after the death of heavy metal icon Ronnie James Dio, wait for it, it's a sports story.
Okay.
His widow and friends are continuing the fight against cancer on his behalf. On Thursday, Wendy Dio and her friends and supporters will hold their annual Bowl for Ronnie celebrity tournament at the Pints Bowling Center in Studio City. In the past, the event's been attended by such notables as Dave Grohl, You're Still in Timeout, and Tom Morello, as well as Jack Black and dozens of other musicians.
So you're calling bowling a sport here?
Yeah, well, sure.
Okay.
It's one of 2 events held annually to raise awareness and money for the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund.
Yeah, there was a story, too, that said Tom Morello said that it's a crime that Iron Maiden has never been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
It is. They're some of your founding fathers.
Yep.
They should be in there.
Yep.
Oh, and I know you guys weren't paying attention. Any guess as to whether the Jazz won their game last night?
I'm going to just say no. I don't really know.
You don't know, but
I don't really
but
know.
You know.
I'm going to say they didn't.
They lost to the Phoenix Suns 120-112. They play the Mavericks tomorrow. Utah Hockey Club is home tonight to the poorly named Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drops at 7, Bill, on that one.
Okay.
All right.
Weather. 34 right now. Going to have a high of 52. Mostly sunny today. Sunny tomorrow, too, and a little warmer, 56. Next chance of showers looks like it's Friday. About a 60% chance Friday night into Saturday. Traffic, we have a crash. Eastbound SR 193. This is 10th West in Clearfield. The left lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15, 15th south of Woods Cross, milepost 316. And it looks like that's about it. We've had a pretty good commute this morning. Not very many things to tell you about, but you can always let us know what you're seeing out on the roads, 33986. Clark Planetarium proudly presents Laser Trans-Siberian Orchestra, a holiday music journey, November 22nd to December 31st. Don't miss this breathtaking laser light spectacle in the Hanson Dome Theater. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Your list of things that must go coming up after these.
I know we have a couple minutes here, and I found this, those things people like. I found one lying around. A list.
A list. Oh, okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
You'll have to tell me if these are true, Carrie.
All right.
Because this is a list of things men say and what they really mean.
Well, you know I'm not a real man.
I know you're not. But you're going to have to stand in for one.
Okay, I'll pretend.
Although I've got this crazy ex. Oh, she was nuts. This crazy person.
And so when men say that, what do they really mean?
Well, it could mean that maybe they were a jerk and treated her poorly, and that's why she acted crazy. Maybe she's not really crazy.
Out of all my exes, I would have to say I treated most of them poorly, but one was genuinely crazy.
But you copped to treating people poorly, though.
But I'm the reason that most of the relationships ended that I was in.
That's very healthy of you, Carrie Jackson.
A lot of therapy.
Yeah, to get there.
But one ex I did have was crazy.
Was crazy. Yes. I was just joking.
That's a cop-out.
He's likely not joking. It depends on the context. It could be insulting, and maybe he realized that after he said it, so then he's like trying to save face by going, I was just joking. He really meant
it.
Yeah.
Work with anybody like that?
I like you. Translation is, you're good-looking and exciting, but I don't want to be in a relationship, at least not in a committed one.
Oh, when they say, I like you.
I like you.
I see.
They don't know how to tell you the truth.
Okay.
You're being dramatic.
Oh, never say that.
If a guy can't deal with a situation and doesn't know how to feel in a dramatic moment, he might call you out for being overly emotional and dramatic.
Never discount her feelings. No. Never.
If she is being dramatic, maybe there's a reason she's being dramatic.
Yes.
How do you know Tom?
That's a fishing expedition.
That's code for, did you sleep with him?
Did you sleep with Tom? Yeah.
How do you know him? Not just Tom, could be Mike.
Could be, yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
That's also
Never.
Those are words that should never be spoken.
Never. You look better without makeup. Now this says this statement could be partially true. However, treat it with caution, because what men really mean is they like you with makeup, but not too much. A little bit.
Yeah.
He doesn't really want you to go on natural, but well, that's interesting.
You'd never say that. Never. You're just opening up Pandora's box with that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was busy. We all get swamped, but if you care about seeing someone or simply want to let them know they crossed your mind, you'll have time to text quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick, hey, I'm busy at work, but by just disappearing and saying what happened. Oh, I was busy.
Yeah, don't ghost them.
It takes 2 seconds to send a text.
Exactly.
She's just a friend.
Yeah, that's always a lie.
Never just a friend. You're not like other girls.
Oh.
While this is intended as a compliment, it means that all other women are lame, and you should be grateful to be so far removed from your species. Most women don't like it when guys put down other women, regardless of their intention.
Really? Okay. Even if she starts? If she starts piling on a woman?
Well, then I think
then I'm okay.
It's open season then.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch that. Guys like watching adult movies and going to seedy adult clubs. For whatever reason, many guys are convinced that all women have announced a war on adult entertainment. Oh, so lying about watching porn, is that what this is?
Is that what it is?
Women watch it too?
Yeah. Got news for you guys.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you. Unless you're going not.
I mean, if you genuinely
if you're
follow
going to
up,
call,
yeah.
Don't say you're going to call them, then don't
and
call.
say, I'm not going to call.
And let's see, one more.
One more, last one.
I didn't mean to do that or say that. No, if you did it or said it, you did it or said it.
You did it or said it.
Just own it.
Yeah, there you go.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
It's really not hard. It's really not. Is sponsored, Gina?
Things That Must Go brought to you by Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Here we go with things that are bugging you and sometimes us. Dear friends of the program, things that must go. You'd like to see them disappear from your life. So you finally sit down in front of your computer, you compose an email. Here are my things that must go. You put must go in the subject line and send it to radiofromhell@x96.com. We read it on the air, maybe it'll make you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we get reports say, you read mine and it magically disappeared from my life. I'll go first today. I've got one of my own. This must go. Every business that I patronize, in person or online, from doctors to restaurants to, garage door technicians, every one of them asking me to give them a rating online.
Ugh.
I
hate that.
And sometimes it's a business that I have patronized several times and given a good rating to. And they ask me every time. I mean, it's just a computer that asks me every time. But I swear I waste too much time doing that. Let's see. This one says, "Good morning, lords and ladies. Long-time best friend of the program. Don't use my name, please. My thing that must go. My car giving me an alert warning to pull over and don't drive 2 weeks before I plan on driving out of state for Thanksgiving.
Uh-oh.
Calling the dealership, asking if they can diagnose the problem, hook it up to a computer and see the error. It'll be 2 weeks before they can even look at it. I did find a shop that can see me this week, but that doesn't mean it'll be fixed in time. I hope your powers will help get this problem resolved in time for me to visit my family in Salt Lake. P.S. Election bright side, Ruben Gallego won the Senate seat over Kerry Lake in Arizona." Let's see. This one says, "I work in a small building on Main Street in Layton. My thing that must go is the monstrosity being built right next to us. It engulfs the whole south section of Main Street all the way up toward the freeway. I feel like I'm getting swallowed up, and the asshat construction workers that parallel park in our small parking lot, making it impossible for clients to pull out directly. Also, not being able to control my invisibility power while I'm driving. I'm here. Please see me." And finally, this one. "Hi, lords and lady. You may use my name." Okay, Rachel. "What must go is my brother and his wife claiming that they're good Christian people while making fun of me because I'm a single mom and make less money than they do. What also must go is them blocking me when I try to have a conversation with them about it. How about we try being kind for a change? I'm doing my best. Thanks for letting me listen." Carrie?
This first one from my wife. "People at the gym who are trying to be nice by letting me go first to the water fountain station. Now, it's a dual system. In one, there's a water fountain and a water filler station, but only one works at a time. I then point to my water bottle to show I'm going to fill it, so they should go first, but they insist that I go. So I stand there filling my water bottle, only a third of the way I want, because I don't want to awkwardly stand there filling my entire bottle while they regret letting me go first. Then they get their quick drink of water while I pretend to be busy putting the lid back on my bottle. Then they leave, and then I finish filling my water bottle."
It all seems unnecessary, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does. This one from Kirk in Orem. The phrase, "I picked the lesser of two evils." Shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about. All right. This one from It Does Not Say Who. when you call someone and it goes to voicemail, and while leaving a message, they call you back. I leave them on hold extra long and always ask them if they got my voicemail before helping them. That's Mike. Let's see. Adam. Let's see. Things that must go. My daughter's love of boy bands. I'm afraid that's a turtle, Adam. Not going to go away. 2, the fact that I didn't make more chicken korma to bring for my lunch.
Oh.
3, my diabetes. And 4, the fact that I can't afford to go to more concerts. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says, hey, and Gina, you didn't ruin the show.
Thank you.
Let's see. This one from Jamie. Things that must go. Jamie feels very strongly about this. Okay. It's all caps. Things that must go. Fabuloso floor cleaner.
It's very specific.
It stinks. Anytime I walk into a store that uses this purple product, I immediately sense its presence and a headache begins. Thank you. Gina?
Go ahead, use my name. It's Sarah. I work with kids age 4 to 7 with special needs, and sometimes they say hilariously inappropriate things. For example, my fart is stuck.
Oh man, that's
or
painful.
looking at another kid's art in the hallway. That one is ugly. What must go is me trying to be a responsible adult and not laugh when these things happen. The term, it's my Friday. It's just dumb and smacks of our corporate oligarchs. If you must, it's the end of your work week. Sounds much better. Toddler meltdowns must go. There's always something that triggers this when we're trying to do anything fun and sucks the enjoyment out of the whole experience. And finally the most important one of the day, those flimsy removable bra pads in women's shirts that never stay where they're supposed to.
Oh, I know.
Or you wash them and you lose one. I must go.
I've had
worst
that problem.
One of the day.
Well, I've had that.
You should not have those.
My fart is stuck.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
You're stuck on that, aren't you?
It's funny.
It's brilliant.
It's
and haven't we all?
Well, I don't know because
it's brilliant. It is just
no, because I haven't, because if it's stuck and you try to unstick it, it becomes something else.
Could be trouble.
All right, traffic.
Things look pretty good. I see some slowage northbound I-15 from Draper into South Salt Lake, but nothing super serious. And you haven't sent anything in super serious. But if you see something, it doesn't even have to be super serious. Anything, you can text us 33986. It's time for holiday shopping. That means stopping by Cabin Fever. Since 1982, it's Cabin Fever, located in the heart of Trolley Square. Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
All right, thank you very much.
It's nice to hear from the Cabin Fever people again.
Long-time friends of the program.
It's been a while.
Let's see. We got to take a break. We'll be back after some messages and a song. And, we will have for you the let's see. It's the Boner Recap game. Easy to play, easy to win. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner this morning. If you heard it, you know. If you didn't hear it, I wouldn't guess today. I would cheat. Go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner of the Day, Boner Voting, November 13, 2024. Click on there. It'll say winner next to the winner. And what is the prize?
Tickets to see Papa Roach with Rise Against and Under Oath live at the Maverick Center on April 3rd.
All right, so Papa Roach tickets, 877-602-9696. All you got to do is call us, tell us who the boner winner was this morning. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play the game. Let's see. Oh, it's United Studios of Self-Defense.
Speaking of people that are friends of the program, like Cabin Fever, United Studios of Self-Defense, I met this husband and wife team at the Salt Lake location. There's one in Salt Lake and one in Mill Creek. You can find out their exact address and more information at USSD. That stands for United Studios of Self-Defense, USSDUtah.com. Maybe you or someone you love, I'm thinking about my daughter in college, would like to feel a little more confident in certain scenarios.
Sure.
Like maybe you felt unsafe. Maybe you walk, even as simple as walking to your car in a parking lot or something. Taking a self-defense class is a great way to feel more confident in those situations. And United Studios of Self-Defense is offering a free week pass to try their full martial arts program, see if it's a good fit for you or someone you care about. 4-week course held weekly on Friday evenings. You can learn everyday practical self-defense, and they have an X96 offer. First 4 weeks of training, only $96, includes a free uniform. Just go to ussdutah.com for more information. You know, we're talking underpants.
Yeah.
And Katie's with me on this.
Tidy whities. What?
Well, no, just so
Granny panties.
The 2 underpants a day, because I prefer to sleep in the clean underpants. I've been wearing underpants all day long. Yeah, sleep in clean underpants.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you're working out, of course, clean underpants.
So do you have underpants that have the days on them and then morning and night? So
No.
you got your Tuesday morning and your Tuesday evening underpants?
I can keep track of my underpants. My underpants are all the same.
Really?
Exactly the same.
Oh.
I buy them in bulk. All the same.
That's right. Panties by the pound.
Mm-hmm. And I have a panty trick, by the way. Since we're talking underwear, let's
trick.
just go all the way in here.
All right. What's a panty
This
trick?
is my travel panty hack. You always, like you're on an airplane, you're going to be hours and hours between now and when you get to where you're going.
Okay.
Panty liner. Because it's like having a fresh pair of panties when you get there. And you're right. The ladies in the producer's booth are naughty because once you get somewhere, you don't have time to take your pants off and change your panties. But if you get somewhere and you just take off that panty liner and put a new one on, it's like a new fresh pair of panties.
I'm really finding myself uncomfortable with this.
Right. Katie.
I don't.
Look.
Fresh panties implies unfresh panties, and I don't want to talk about unfresh panties.
No, there's a difference between males and females. And
yes, there is.
And the panty liner, I do this at music festivals. Yep. I do it at concerts because
it's like having a clean pair of panties.
Well, but it's also you get sweaty down there, just like you get sweaty anywhere else when you're doing things.
See now we're straying into what I was talking about. Clean panties, that's one thing, but that implies not clean panties, and I don't want to think about that.
Well, that's how we keep them clean.
It's. I'm a big fan of the panty liner.
I'm all about that. I'm with you, girl.
Katie.
See, it's nice to have a female around, isn't it?
If you weren't here,
I get you.
Let's have a hen party.
Panty liner. That's
well, sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real hard.
He knows.
Yeah, well.
And speaking of panties.
Oh, no.
Oh, text her. This is brilliant. Why have I not thought of this?
Yeah.
So.
Big fan. Hey, could someone get a hold of our sales staff? I would like to do ad libs for a panty liner.
Well, we don't have a sales staff.
I use a fart guard, so I guess I have a
But the changes involved in the menopause are characteristic only of womankind.
Former Price is Right producer
has
revealed what the game show does if a contestant gets a little too excited after winning a new car. Mike Richards, who worked on the series as it changed hosts from Bob Barker to Drew Carey, told People that production has a protocol in place in the event that a participant's enthusiasm incites a physical reaction. This must have happened often enough that they needed to have a plan. Although he says, when I got there, they had a system in place in case someone peed their pants.
Oh, really?
There were curtains and a blow driver and a pair of sweats on hand just in case. Although the protocol may sound silly, it's certainly better than to have to be filming somebody who peed their pants. But do people really get so excited that they pee their pants?
I've seen it happen in person a couple of times.
Oh, you have?
Someone so excited that they peed their pants?
Or laughing so hard. And both times it's been a woman.
Yeah.
Who's laughing so hard that they actually peed. I think I just peed.
And I would just say pee before you're a contestant on The Price is Right, and then hopefully...
Or if someone says to you, listen, I've got a joke I want to tell you. Hang on a second, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and then you can tell me the joke.
I imagine that because we've been to The Price is Right, we've been to the studio that they film in, and it's small.
Yeah.
And you're standing in line all day.
You can't go.
I would imagine that
Oh.
it's a long day. I imagine they may not let you go to the bathroom.
Smart contestants have the auto John with them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just the tube and they can conceal it in their clothing, and so you can just go anytime.
And we're hearing from friends of the program that they're supporting me in my panty liner.
Well, I think so. So if we did ads for a panty liner, you would have the panty liner that you would have to read.
Yes, I
Oh,
would.
That's true.
It's time for the panty liner.
The liner, that's what we call those little sponsorship mentions. Those are liners. So you would have the panty liner, and you might have them all lined up. So
Could
you would
we-
have a line of panty liners.
Could we make sure that they're environmentally friendly?
Panty liners?
Yeah, so compostable.
Or compostable or sustainable or something.
Carrie, don't panty liner shame me.
I don't want that. I don't want
Not
that
every-
stuff going in the landfill.
Not
Gina.
everything can be compostable, okay?
I
Some
don't want that
things
stuff
just-
going in the landfill. I wear compostable underpants.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done with them, they're compostable.
Yeah, they're
They're organic material?
They are starting to disintegrate.
That's right. I wear them and wear them and wear them.
You get your use out of it.
Julie in the chat room. I sneezed and peed yesterday. Thanks, children.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. You see, folks, you're learning more here on this show.
It's so
and again,
political,
we
this
should
show.
we should apologize for the political nature
Yes.
of the following or the preceding conversation.
You think Dave and Janovic are talking about this? No.
No, they're talking about something important.
Yeah.
Like
how Pete Buttigieg is to blame for this ship that crashed into the bridge.
I'll listen in and let you know.
About how CRT or DEI somehow is to blame.
I think yesterday they were talking about dating services.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Among other things. I listen to them occasionally while I'm working.
I don't.
And they're not.
I don't. Now,
it keeps me distracted. Rather than thinking about my own problems.
Cloth panty liners?
Yeah, sure.
You can rewash them?
If you are traveling, you're not good. The whole point of the panty liner is you don't end up with, dirty panties that you got to find something
All
to
right,
do with.
stop it.
Panty liner, just throw it away.
I don't ever want to hear the words dirty panties come out of your...
It's okay to throw some things away.
I don't want to hear the words
Some
dirty
things
panties.
Can go in the garbage.
Dirty panties, dirty panties.
You just said it more than I did.
Well, I can't stand it. I just... You need to... Do you wash things out in the sink when you travel?
Depends.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have I.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's...
Socks.
Mm-hmm.
Have to wash out your socks sometimes.
And now Julie is getting excuse me via text.
What?
Having children isn't necessarily required for the sneezing, peeing.
But it makes it more likely to happen. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
All right? God.
He says, God, quit saying panties.
I believe you'd excuse us for that.
I don't I don't have any aversion at all to washing things out. I'll wash out a suit in the
suit
in the sink
because you wear suits a
Yeah.
lot. That's
Well, that's true.
all the times you have
I've
to
had
wear
to
a
wash.
suit.
I've got to wash out my suit.
And again, fair.
Not necessarily required. The sneeze, peeing.
And again, fair.
It's no fun for anybody, whether you've had kids or not. How about that?
All right.
It's true. Fool's Gold is the song, and I know that. Well, I know that. So does Joe and Magna. Also knows
Magna.
that.
Magna. Because on this day, 35 years ago, the Stone Roses released the double A-side single fool's gold with what the world is waiting for on the other side. There you go. All right. Well, let's see. What do we got?
We have a boner recap. is
Boner
what we
recap
have.
game. That's it.
That's simple. Yeah. Do we have a contestant?
Yes. Looks like the randomizer has picked Jill.
Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
What are you doing today, Jill?
I am working. I work from home.
What kind of work do you do?
Data work.
Is it nice to be at home and work, and you don't have to, dress up or put on any makeup or anything like that? You
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, or commute. The commute is the worst.
Yeah. Well, Jill, this is a chance for you to take a break from your work for just a second, play the boner recap game, and if you select the winning boner candidate, you will what, Gina?
Now, just to be clear, you're going to have to go to the show. Papa Roach and Rise Against aren't going to come to your house.
Yeah, you can't do that from home.
Rise Against is my favorite band. I will be there.
They're live at the Maverick Center April 3rd.
All right. Now, I'm going to read the 3 boner candidates that we had today. You tell me which one was the winner, and you'll win those Papa Roach tickets. Did you hear them earlier?
I did.
This will be easy then. Boner candidate number 1. This mother is clearly a threat to the community. She's her 10-year-old son. She felt that she didn't know he was doing it, but he's perfectly safe walking less than a mile into the town from their property. It's kind of a rural area, real back country. He walked to town, but boy, some woman called the police, and now she got handcuffed in front of her kids, and they're making her. They say they want her to sign a plan of action about how she should better take care of her children. She's not happy about it. And they handcuffed her in front of her kids, which was pretty awful, too. Boner candidate number 2, this football rivalry has become pathetic. That's the holy war between BYU and Utah. And fans like this are jerks. Fortunately, they've nabbed the culprit. They think they've got the guy who did this. But some kid threw a full water bottle at the end of the game. A Utah fan that was disgruntled about everything, threw a water bottle, hit this woman who works for BYU, she works for the cheer squad, hit her in the head, knocked her cold for a few minutes. And so they've arrested this 18-year-old kid for doing that.
Not a student at the U, just a U fan.
I don't think
it
doesn't
matters.
It doesn't make it any better or worse. He's just a jerk. And I hope they don't let him go to the U if he wants to. And then boner candidate number 3 was more college football BS. The governor of Louisiana, boy, we got to have this tiger at the LSU game. We got to have a tiger, live tiger. So they won't let me bring Mike the tiger from our school anymore. So he brought a tiger in from Florida in a cage, and it's just, exploiting this poor Bengal tiger who was quite clearly agitated about the whole thing. So those were the 3 candidates. Jill, which one was the winner?
It was that poor tiger, boner candidate number 3.
Yeah, that's right. Your favorite band awaits you.
Woo! I'm excited. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hang on, Jill, and Katie will tell you how you can get your tickets.
All right.
Yeah, Rise Against very popular here.
Yes. Ooh, the tiger.
Let's see. Let's take a break. We'll get to some big boy news and opinioendo coming up after these messages. Stand by. Goldback.
Yes, goldbacks, a local currency made of 24-karat gold. Yes, that's what I said. This is actual currency made of gold, offering a 24-karat gold, offering a physical, spendable form of wealth protection. If you go to the website, alpinegold.com, you'll find a list of over 800 local Utah businesses where you can spend this real gold. Now, if you don't want to spend it, you can bank it. It will go up in value. Gold prices always go up. And as the price of gold increases, so does the value of your gold backs. Plus, you can lease them through UPMA accounts to earn up to 3.5% annually on top of your gold growth. If you've ever thought you wanted to get into precious metals, this is your chance to do it. To learn more about Goldback and spending in physical gold, visit alpinegold.com. X96 listeners use the promo code RADIO for free shipping on orders over $200. Goldbacks.
Speaking of live,
Yes.
I'm going to a concert tonight in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I feel weird about this. I was talking to Carrie
Really?
about this off the air. Yes.
Why is that?
Because I have this job
Yes.
in radio.
Yeah.
Katie might understand what I'm talking about.
I might too if you'll tell me.
So we were on vacation last week and we were out of town, and my daughter Jonesy was upset because her very favorite artist was in town here last weekend. His name is Rule.
Okay. R-U-L-E?
R-U-E-L.
R-U-E-L.
And
Okay.
he's kind of like a Harry Styles, you know. He's a cute 20-something boy. I don't know anything about him. I don't know his music. I don't know. And she and her friends are nuts for him.
Yeah.
And she was all upset that we were going on vacation when he was coming here to Salt Lake.
And so you'll kowtow to a teenage girl being upset that she's missing a concert and pay a lot of money to go to Los Angeles.
My daughter has never asked for tickets to any concert. She's never expressed any interest in going to anything except for this. And I'm like, okay, if he's playing somewhere, this will be like your birthday present or whatever. If he's playing somewhere close and it's a weekend, I don't have to take off work.
See, close to me would be like Provo.
Well, I said, we'll go. And I look, and he's playing in L.A. tonight.
Now, you said, I feel weird about this being in radio. Why?
But I don't know anything about this guy.
Gina, I'm in radio, and there are lots of things I don't know about in music.
But I don't know if his show here sold out, but I know it did very well.
I'm sure. That's the way music is these days. My kid listens to a lot of music and a lot of stuff I've never, and they'll play it for me, and I'll go, oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
And so, they sold out the Complex the other night, and I'd never even heard of them. So,
but
that's the way music is today.
I mean, typical, middle-aged mom. It makes sense to say, oh, my kid likes this artist. I don't know. I should know this.
No, it's also why radio is irrelevant.
Well, that's what Carrie and I were
That was the discussion we had.
See, radio is irrelevant anymore
Yeah.
when it comes to the music industry.
Yeah.
That's not what... People don't listen to this show because of music. Whoa, those alternative classics.
But we have to play a song.
Or at least a song an hour. Well, I for one, am glad we're doing that. It gives me breathing room.
So, see, he's
fine.
He's a cute boy.
Yeah, he's fine. A little too precious for me, but okay.
He's the only poster she has in her room. Like,
wow.
I just...
Better be careful. There might be some dirty words in there.
but I'm doing the other thing that I also thought I would never do, which is I bought myself a ticket, and I'm going to stand in the back and let.
Okay.
I'm not going to be like up there middle of it.
Why
It's
would
not
you?
my thing.
No.
But I never thought I would be that person that's standing in the back.
I would, if I went so far as to do what you're doing, I'd say, I'm dropping you off at the venue. I'll be over here at the lounge. When the show's over, I'll come and get you.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'll report back whether it's. I'm feeling like a normal mom. Is what I'm
Gina,
saying.
being in this business, you could have gone to Todd Newcomb, our program director, and said, Todd, my daughter really likes this artist.
Yeah.
And Todd would say, oh, I know the record company. I could probably get you tickets.
Well, I don't like asking.
Then don't bitch when you don't get it.
I'm not bitching.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
I'll ask every time. Because you know why?
Why?
I deserve it.
It's 9:18 right now. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Get ready for Seasons Drinking at Salt Lake's Best Holiday Party, happening November 29th through the December 28th at the Ruin on Main. Enjoy a holiday wonderland at the Ruin with seasonal bar offerings featuring a takeover from the Remora crew. Learn more at ruinslc.com.
What does that mean? A takeover from the
So
Remora
actually,
crew.
this happens quite a bit at bars. They'll have the whole staff from lots of bar owners are friends, and they'll swap out staffs, saying just to have a different vibe, a different feel.
So Remora is
another bar,
bar in town.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Elon Musk is spending nearly every single day with Donald Trump at his Florida estate, sitting in on calls with world leaders.
It's the only friend he has. So.
Sources told CNN anchor Caitlin Collins that the world's richest man has been constantly at the president-elect's side at Mar-a-Lago since the election, dining with him on the patio, joining him on the golf course. Musk has been seen in the room when world leaders called Trump.
Doesn't he have businesses to run?
And learned also he's weighing in on staffing decisions, making clear his preference for certain roles even. While Musk himself is still not expected to take any kind of formal position, given how complicated it would be with his companies, what's becoming clearer is that he doesn't really need to have any formal position, which one source is saying Elon Musk is having just as much influence from the outside.
Oh, it's money well spent. He bought himself a cabinet position in a way.
In a separate CNN broadcast on Sunday afternoon, or Sunday morning rather, veteran tech journalist Kara Swisher said that Trump insiders were confused and unnerved by the extent of Musk's influence. He definitely inserts himself all the time. That's his style. That's why he's just suddenly shown up there like a guest that won't leave, she said. I've heard from Trump people calling me saying, wow, this is really weird. And I'm like,
and Trump
yeah,
people think
it
it's
is.
weird.
Yeah, it is. And you're going to see a lot more of it. But he's not going anywhere until Trump throws him out, which could happen because they're both really strong personalities who like to be at the center of attention. Over the past year, Musk, who owns, Tesla and SpaceX and all that, donated $132 million to Donald Trump.
See? Bought himself a cabinet
Bought
position.
himself a space.
Yeah.
He's also appeared in...
do that. That should...
Of course you shouldn't be able to do that.
He has also appeared in multiple Trump family photos, standing alongside the Trump clan, excluding Trump's wife Melania, in a post-election group picture, as well as posing with Trump's granddaughter, Kai, on the golf course.
By the way, word on the street is Melania's not going to move to the White House. She's going to stay.
And that leads to what Stephen King did yesterday.
Oh, what's that?
On
Is
Twitter.
he moving to the White House?
No, on Twitter, he referred to Elon as the First Lady. What did Elon do?
Ban him from Twitter?
Kicked him off of Twitter.
Yeah, of course. Well, here you go. Here's a way to get over all of this and forget about it. If the very idea of spending the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday with your family sends shivers down your spine, if all of this political news makes you uneasy, Hard Mountain Dew has a solution for you.
Drinking?
Ditch them and take a vacation.
Yes.
On Tuesday, the drink company announced it's giving fans the chance to win a trip to wherever they want, anywhere in the United States, though it did add so long as it's a place where Hard Mountain Dew is sold, with a +1 if they don't want to be in total solitude. Your time off is precious, as are your credit card travel points, and we believe Hard Mountain Dew fans should be spending it far from the antics of the Thanksgiving dinner table. So whether it's taking your Hard Mountain Dew on a hiking trip through the nation's highest mountains, sipping some Hard Mountain Dew on a beach, or anywhere in between, you can literally go anywhere with this giveaway, which includes round-trip flights to a location of your choosing in the United States with hotel accommodations for 3 nights and 4 days, a $5,000 spending stipend to pursue your passion while on vacation, and to help ease the sting of being ditched, Hard Mountain Dew will even send your family a cardboard cutout of you so they can still feel like that you're there.
Well done, Mountain Dew. I like it.
From November 12th to 19th, fans can enter by heading to hardmountaindewditchyourfamily.com, and you fill out a little bit of information, and enter the contest. That's the 12th through the 19th.
So,
got to be 21 years of age or older to do it.
Langmuir in the chat room says, hard Mountain Dew is dumb, no caffeine. Is that true?
No, you got to be 21 years of age or older.
Well, that's not
caffeine. No, caffeine.
What?
Because Mountain Dew is famous for its high amount of caffeine. But they're saying hard Mountain Dew
doesn't have
caffeine.
No, it's got booze.
Why can't you have both?
There are drinks that have both.
Yeah, but I think
it's only Diet Mountain Dew. They only have
hard Mountain Dew does not contain caffeine.
No caffeine.
Has alcohol, but
then just get your own regular Mountain Dew and put
make your
vodka
own.
in
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
Make your own.
That'll keep the family away.
It's probably cheaper to make your own.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actor Bronson Pinchot, remember him? Famous for portraying
Perfect Strangers.
Bulky on the 80s sitcom Perfect Strangers for 8 seasons. And he was in one of the cop movies.
He's in a couple Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop, yeah. He's
Serge.
like the wedding planner. Is that what he is?
No.
Isn't that what he is?
No.
No, he's
He works in a museum.
He works in a museum.
Okay. I seem to remember him playing a wedding planner in something as well. Anyway, he stunned fans. He showed up on Instagram. He's bulked up. He's almost not recognizable. He's 65 years old. He was seen. He was in Beverly Hills, the recent Beverly Hills Cop movie on Netflix. He shared some photos of him with his trainer, Wolf Titano, flexing their guns for the camera in between sets at the gym, and you can barely tell that it's him. He's got huge muscles now and does not look like Serge in the slightest. John Krasinski has been crowned People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. The big reveal happened on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, where the host kicked off the segment by throwing it back to previous recipients. In recent years, I've had the tremendous honor. We played this, didn't we?
No.
This just happened today.
Well, I thought I heard Carrie playing it.
I have a Stephen Colbert bit about it, but it's not very funny, so I didn't.
So I did hear something about it.
Yeah.
Announcing Paul Rudd and Chris Evans for their terms as People's Sexiest Man Alive, said Colbert. So it's safe to say that no man can become the sexiest man alive until I say it, he says. According to, so after announcing Krasinski as this year's champ, Colbert wished him a sexy congratulations to a very sexy John Krasinski.
I like John Krasinski. Not my first choice.
Have you seen him in these spy movies, though, that he does?
Yeah.
Pretty sexy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think that it's less a Stephen Colbert thing and more of a Marvel movie thing. Once you appear in a Marvel movie, you get that. Krasinski.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He was Mr. Fantastic.
Krasinski says when he found out that he was the sexiest man alive, he had an immediate blackout. He just.
I'm always attracted to people who have good marriages, and he and Emily Blunt have so I applaud that.
Okay.
You know everything about their marriage, do you?
They're kind of out there with their.
Are you sure they have a good marriage?
They hang out with the Tucci's.
Yeah.
John Mulaney's opening up about his addiction recovery and the support he received along the way. He was revealed as GQ's 2024 Man of the Year on yesterday. He spoke candidly to the publication about his whirlwind year as a new father of 2, as well as the ongoing recovery from addiction. He said, there was a time when I would have told you that I couldn't fly, sleep, or perform unless I had Klonopin. I would have said, it sucks because I don't always want to take Klonopin and Xanax, but I have to. He checked himself into rehab for cocaine and alcohol dependency in 2020, and he recalled one crazy night at the height of his addiction when he had taken so many drugs he thought he'd die. He said, okay, I've got to slow down. And that was a Tuesday, and then Thursday night I did it again. He shared that his wife, Olivia Munn, chose to stage a mini intervention of her own to involve herself more in his recovery. When she was 6 months pregnant, Mulaney said she also decided that she would administer random drug tests to him to ensure that he remained on the road to recovery. It was like a relief. I mean, she made me pee in a bottle all the time, and I pee in a cup.
She made me pee in a bottle.
Said, he said, but it actually, it was. I felt it was very supportive of her, so I was happy to do it. Wheel of Fortune. Contestants' staggering fail on Monday's episode. It's kind of a visual, but in the category of phrase, this contestant named Will declared he would solve the puzzle, facing a board that read blank blank E, a bunch of blanks, and anyway. So he looked at it.
Actually, if you go to x96.com/live,
there it is.
you can see it.
Yeah, there it is. So he looks at that and he said, I can solve that.
Well, I can solve it.
Treat yourself to a round of sausage,
no.
he said. He got the buzzer. No, that's not it, said Ryan Seacrest.
Carrie, what is it?
It's give yourself a round of applause.
Yes, give yourself. So the fellow contestant, Katrina, said it was give yourself a round of applause. Seacrest couldn't resist commenting on Will's wildly incorrect solution, though. He said, she got it, but, Will, I kind of like yours better. Give yourself a round of sausage.
I think he just misspoke, because there's no way he thought that word was sausage.
Well, he said, I looked at it, I looked at it and I thought I had it, and then I looked at it and my mind just went blank.
He spoke too fast.
Yeah, my mind went blank. I went, and so I just said what first came into my mind. And then he said, but, treating yourself to a round of sausage is not a bad thing. I also heard him say, I think he's a cop somewhere. He said, now I'm going to have to go back to the cop station and find my locker full of sausages.
Oh, yeah,
and
that'll happen.
Because they're going to give me
They will treat you to a round of sausage.
Yes,
Now that sign says
sausage.
Applesauce.
There you go.
Let's see. I love this story. In Argentina, gendarmes in military fatigue showed their torches, their flashlights, at a floating plant, and it came toward their boat under the cover of darkness.
Okay.
Their suspicions about the real nature of the unexpected object in front of them proved spot on, as a closer inspection revealed what was under the clever camouflage. An officer ended up hoisting a human being hidden under this floating piece of plant material, and they handcuffed him. He was smuggling cigarettes. He had 200 packs of rodeo king-size cigarettes in 4 black boxes under a flexible wire mesh covered with a mix of leaves and artificial plants tied to his body. He was trying to smuggle them across this river like he was a floating plant. Good idea. All right, that's it.
Weather.
Sunny today, high of 52. Tomorrow, 56. Looks like our next chance for storms is Friday night into Saturday, about a 60% chance. And it'll be down in the 30s overnight, so that rain could switch over to snow in some places. And then we're sunny again, it looks like, by Sunday. Poplar Street Pub, the place for hockey. Every NHL game will be televised, featuring daily drink and food specials like their animal-style sliders. Poplar Street Pub is within close proximity to the Delta Center. Information at poplarstreetpub.com.
Concert calendar is next.
I don't follow T-Pain on Twitter.
You don't?
But I do follow.
Oh, I do.
I do follow Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
And this popped up yesterday. Ozzy tweeted, "This is the best cover of War Pigs ever. Why didn't you guys call me?" Now, War Pigs has been covered by everybody.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. It's Cake. It's
Faith No More.
Faith No More.
What was it originally on?
What was it originally on?
Yeah, what
Well,
album?
I don't know what Black Sabbath album it was on.
It is Paranoid,
Ah, okay.
I believe.
Okay.
So here's Ozzy.
Very familiar.
Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies.
So there's Ozzy. Now, before I hit play on this, I thought, oh, it's T-Pain. he's going to do a rap version of War Pigs. This might be interesting.
You would think.
No. He does a straight-ahead rock interpretation of it.
Okay.
Carrie's going to play a little bit of it.
10 rows gathered in blood masses, just like witches set black masters. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death construction.
I'm not used to hearing T-Pain without the robot.
Well, and that's the thing. Just wanted you to let it go for a minute.
Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds.
Oh, this is a better version.
Isn't that awesome?
Not bad.
So, I would never have thought that's T-Pain.
Wow.
Apparently, he last year released an album of covers where he did Don't Stop Believin' and Sam Smith, Stay With Me. And now I want to go listen to this whole thing.
Well, okay, let's take a look here. Well, a lot of them I can't play.
And now here's a part of the show that you will not be able to listen to on the podcast.
I would like you to listen to the show live.
These are warning me that they have bad words in them.
Oh, they could.
Although Don't Stop Believin', I don't think originally had bad words. Or Sharing, Sharing the Night Together, I don't think.
Whenever I heard Don't Stop Believing, there were bad words in my head.
In your head.
Yeah, this is just warning me that it has explicit lyrics somewhere in there, so I can't play any of them.
I will have to enjoy that on my own later. But I like being surprised.
Yes,
and
that was surprising.
T-Pain surprised me.
You like being. You shouldn't have said that because now I'm going to look for opportunities to jump out from behind things.
You're like, I'm T-Pain. You weren't expecting. You weren't expecting.
He just jumps out from behind a filing cabinet shouting T-Pain.
And T-Pain, he tweeted back at Ozzy. He's like, first thing, wow, this is an honor and the greatest form of validation. Thank you, brother. So then I was reading what people were saying about it, and this is my favorite comment on it. Why don't we have T-Pain and Ozzy do the Super Bowl halftime show? Yes.
Yes, wheel Ozzy out there.
I don't think. First of all, I think Ozzy would say, "No, I can't. I'm not going to. I can't."
Please, I want to
and
see
then
this.
and then I think that that everybody in charge of the Super Bowl would go, "No,
not a good idea.
No."
Because Usher had a story yesterday. Because Usher's
he's the
halftime show, which I'm not excited about.
I'm not either.
And the story yesterday was Usher, in preparation for the Super Bowl halftime show, is not drinking alcohol or eating sugar. Now, how that helps you prep for the Super Bowl halftime show, I don't. You know who's having alcohol and sugar? T-Pain.
T-Pain is. All right, 9:36, and it is time.
It's time for Trent Falcone and the concert and calendar update from Live Nation. Good morning, Trent.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. We haven't heard from you. You weren't here last week, were you?
You know, it's strange twist. I had no shows to talk about last week.
You needed a break.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Very, very rare.
Yeah.
So this week, here's what we've got going on. So tonight at the Depot, you've got Duster and Chase Atlantic will be over at the complex. I believe that one's sold out. Friday, November 15th, Cozy Worldwide presents. It's a throwback R&B hip-hop party. That's at the Depot. Saturday, September 6th, King Diamond at the complex and Nero at the Depot. Monday, November 18th, it's State Champs at the Depot. And then Tuesday, November 19th, it is The Devil Wears Prada at the Depot.
All right.
On sales tomorrow at 10 a.m. Papa Roach, Rise Against, and Under Oath. That's going to be April 3rd at Maverick Center. And then on sale Friday, 10 a.m., livenation.com. A big list. Hazlet coming to the Depot February 15th. Counterparts, March 14th at the Depot. And Berlin with Copeland, March 21st at the Depot. Winona Fighter, March 3rd at Urban Lounge. Armor for Sleep, March 20th at the Complex. Tim Atlas, March 25th at Kilby Court. Movements, March 29th at the Complex. And Machine Head returning to the Union Event Center, and that will be April 13th. And then your giveaway this week, because it's that time of year, we have to give you 2 tickets to see Royal Bliss at the Depot. That's November 29th, their big Thanksgiving bash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a tradition, isn't it?
It's a tradition.
I wonder how many years
So
they've
there you
done
go.
that. That's amazing.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
More than I can remember. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and your memory is long.
Yes.
It's long, I'm telling you.
I know.
What's your name again?
I don't know. All right, Trent, nice to hear from you. I'm glad you're well, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. See you next week. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. What else have we got? Katie?
Other things that are happening. We have Wild Kratts. It's the Live 2.0 Active Creature Power. It's at Eccles Theater on Friday. Alan Brofman and Cherry Thomas at the State Room. Something to note, it is his first SLC performance of this album, Infinite Love, Infinite Tears.
Okay.
Friday as well, you have RJD2 over at Urban Lounge. I love the name. I think he's a DJ. I could be wrong. Saturday, the Brothers Comatose with AJ Lee and Blue Summit at the Commonwealth Room. The Purified Love Tour with Madison Ryan Ward over at the State Room. You have Joe Bonamassa, I believe, at Eccles Theater. And then, for fun, the Broadway Rave over at Metro Music Hall. I have no idea what that means. Broadway Rave.
Is it a rave involving Broadway music?
That's what I'm assuming, and I think it would be super fun and hilarious. I might have to make a stop over there after our whiskey walk in history tour that's going on Saturday as well. The Utah Hockey Club is playing Vegas Golden Knights over at the Delta Center on Friday. Our Radio from Hell whiskey tour and walk is going on Saturday early afternoon. And
it's sold out, but
I think we'll do another one in spring or something. The 2024 Sojo Turkey Run is going on, so I would check the website to make sure there's no roads closed down over in South Jordan for you. The Gateway Lights On event is happening at Gateway on Saturday. Starts at 6:30. We are going to be having a presence there. We're a part of that, so it'll be super fun. You can come down. There's a lot of really cool things going on, and the Gateway looks amazing now.
Oh, really?
There are so many cool places to take pictures. They've really added a lot of like art pieces into it. It's pretty cool. And then pictures at an exhibition over at the Abravanel Hall. It looks like a nice little art show with really cool things over at our beautiful Abravanel Hall. And, of course, the Winters Farmers Market is going on Saturdays over at the Gateway. You can check that out. Living Planet Aquarium, the Lantern Festival is going on varying dates through the first week of January. And Christmas in Color, it's that drive-through Christmas lights thing they do every single year at the Utah State University Baston Agriculture Center. That is going on varying dates through the 29th of December, so you can go check that out. It's I've heard it's really cool, and they've been doing it for a few years now. So
kind of started during the pandemic,
Yeah.
but people liked it so much they keep doing it.
yeah, so it's a little drive-through thing, so you can stay warm.
Sounds good.
Those are what's going on. So
thank you.
all of that's on our website over at x96.com.
Did we give away those Royal Bliss tickets? Did we? Not yet?
877-602-9696. That's the number, Royal Bliss, for their Thanksgiving bash. 877-602-9696. First come, first serve.
Correct.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits after these. Stand by.
So I'm in
New York City.
Yes, I'm in New York City with my sons.
No, you're here.
Festus and Mohammed. Well, this weekend. I was.
Oh.
And the Saint Mary Claire, my mother, and Daddy Gary, and Aunt Nan, and we were on Fifth Avenue. Is where we were at the Warwick Hotel, which is a beautiful old hotel.
Yeah, I've been there. I
Car-
forget why I went there. But...
Cary Grant lived there for 10 years, apparently.
Oh, that's why I went to visit Cary.
And also on Fifth Avenue is Trump Tower. So I had to go check that out.
Why?
I don't know, because it was there.
Yeah.
Disappointed there weren't protests and things going on. It was just
business as usual.
Just sitting there, Trump Tower.
Was there a for sale sign on it?
There, that's one of the things I wanted to see. Is if
Oh, they're x96.com/live.
and I promised Dr. White, our friend Dr. White, I wouldn't flip off
Okay.
He said, be nice.
Why are you standing on one foot?
I don't know. I'm like, ta-da. I don't know. It's a ta-da pose.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
And if you would like to see what Festus said to make me smile while he took the picture, you'll have to go to my Twitter feed. It wasn't cheese.
It was grab him by the party.
Was it really?
Yeah. And he yelled it. Here, Mom.
Good for him.
When do we change the name of that tower today to
it could be today.
Tish Tower?
As soon as today, they
I'm
could.
afraid he's going to get bailed out.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, because this big digital media firm is buying Truth Social.
But that's going to be 6 months for the process to go.
And he needs the money today.
He needs it today.
$454 million, and his attorneys are saying he can't do
His
it.
attorneys are saying he doesn't have it, and he's on Truth Social saying, I do have it.
Yeah.
Speaking of crimes.
Yes.
So my sainted mother, we're at lunch, and she's telling my son Muhammad, not the prophet, my son, about how she used to like to, when she came to New York, go to Canal Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you guys know what Canal Street is.
Well, I seem to remember there are a lot of vendors there on the street.
It's where you can buy like knockoff,
yeah, the fake Rolexes.
fake Rolexes and Louis Vuitton purses.
That John Lennon shirt that I have, I think I bought that there on Canal Street.
But them selling those is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's telling Muhammad, well, you go down there and you have to make eye contact with people, and they'll tell you what they're selling, and then you have to follow them down an alley, and there's always a lookout looking for the cops while you're buying. My mother's telling him this.
I don't think that's true.
No, it's absolutely true, because Muhammad eyes are getting wider and wider as she's telling him the story. He's like, I want to do that. And I said, well, I don't want to do that, which is when it's very handy to have an older brother that you turn to and say, Festus, will you take your little brother to buy some
I remember buying stuff on Canal Street, and it was pretty out in the open.
No, this is like...
They tried when they were going to sell me a fake Rolex.
So they go down to Canal Street, and he said it's exactly as the Sainted Mary Claire described. They're kind of sketchy people standing around, and they'll just say, watches?
Yeah.
Watches?
Yeah.
And you come up and say, I'm interested in a watch.
Yeah.
And they say, what kind are you interested in? And Muhammad said, a Rolex. And the woman said, follow me.
And sure enough.
Took him into an alley, and she said, now you have to wait here while I go get my husband. And Festus and Muhammad waited in the alley, and he said about 10 minutes later, this man comes around the corner, and the wife stands at the end of the alley and is looking back and forth while he brings
So
the cart.
this was probably a stolen Rolex.
They're
a fake one.
They're fake ones.
They're fake.
Okay.
But they must have cracked.
They look really good.
They must have cracked down at some point and like, you can't sell fake Rolex. So, and the guy had like a shopping list, like pick the one you want. And Muhammad's like, oh, I want that one. And he pulls it out.
Did he get a fake Rolex?
He got a fake Rolex.
Did he like $20 or something?
He didn't realize you can
bargain.
Yeah. $90.
Oh, that's
yeah, no,
and he comes back to the hotel, and he puts it on the table. He takes it out of the package and puts it on the table. As he sets it on the table, it falls apart.
Of course,
you're kidding.
The links fall off. I'm like, how much did you spend on that?
Yeah, you need to.
$90.
Was it now? Just the bracelet fell off.
So Daddy Gary, who can fix anything, he said, I got a watch repair kit. I bet I can put that back together.
I knew some. I was with somebody who, and we didn't have to go through all that rigmarole when I did this, but he got this fake Rolex, and it looked really good. And I think he paid about $25 or $30 for it.
He probably Muhammad didn't know that you could. Mary Claire forgot to tell him. Now, don't take the first price they offer. You got to talk them down. She didn't tell him that.
But now the watch is now
in
fine?
pieces.
Oh,
No.
it's still in pieces?
Well, Daddy Gary said at home back in Salt Lake, I have a watch repair kit.
I'd like to see it.
I'll bring it in after he fixes it.
Be careful with it.
Yeah, it's very, very precious.
Well, I mean, you can look at it this way. Now he has a story with the watch.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So when people say, "Oh, a Rolex," you go, "That's fake." Let me tell you a story.
Yeah. And I'm glad.
You know how you can tell it's a fake? Usually, is that a Rolex, the second hand is not a sweep second hand. That's because it ticks because it's a mechanical watch rather than a battery powered watch. It's a watch you have to wind.
Now, Muhammad is all about the adventures.
Well, that'll serve him well.
And so,
so whose son is he really? Because he can't possibly be yours.
Or my husband.
I'm not going down there.
I mean, thank God Festus was there, and Festus was game for whatever.
Looking at this watch, what is a Nolex? What is that?
So that was that day. Now, another day, we went to the Museum of Modern Art.
MoMA.
And it was raining, so all of New York was at the museum because it was raining so hard you couldn't be outside. And while we were there, Mohammed was walking around and enjoying the art a little bit, but mostly he wanted to go get
the cafe.
He wanted he wanted to get his girlfriend a present.
Oh.
And her favorite store, he looked it up. He's like, I found her favorite store. Can I go there and get it? And I said, where is it? And he said, well, it's on Fifth Avenue. And I said, Fifth Avenue and what? He's like, 14th Street. We're on 50-something.
Oh, that's a ways, yeah.
But
you
I'm
could
thinking,
take the train, I suppose.
But I'm thinking it's a straight shot.
Isn't that officially the Village?
Maybe. And he said, can I go by myself? I should probably pause this story and finish it then. If we're
Yeah, we are out of time.
Okay, so
did he make it back to Utah?
we will continue this story
coming up. 9:53.
I have a sports story I didn't get to.
What's that?
So Fernando Valenzuela died.
Uh-huh.
The cause of death has been revealed.
He was a pitcher for the L.A. Dodgers, beloved pitcher, particularly in the Hispanic community. But,
Yeah, and he was part of the Dodgers Spanish broadcast team recently.
He was very good at what he did.
Not very old.
No.
63. So it's kind of like, so what did he die of?
Yeah, what?
Well, he died of septic shock, which that's like, okay, so what's that?
He's something like in his bowel?
He had Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it, but I really don't know what it is.
It's mad cow disease.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Isn't that weird? Mad cow disease.
Now, what, I mean...
And I think you get it from, like, eating stuff.
Yeah, but sepsis is like...
But that's what killed him. But the medical examiner said he had.
Oh, well, I wonder how the poison got in his blood. Because isn't that what sepsis is?
It's infection.
An infection.
Yeah, got a rampant infection.
But he also had mad cow disease. So it's not that. That's not what killed him, but it.
Well, I know it kills you.
But that's not what killed him.
It's just like, you can die of cancer, but do you really die of a heart attack when you have, you know what I mean? It's like the thing that actually, the underlying disease is what leads to, but what actually kills you is your heart stops or something.
That's what kills everyone, Gina.
Yeah,
their heart stops.
I'm not explaining that but
I'll look at. Where's Quincy when we need him? We need Quincy to look into this.
I'm waiting for a Quincy reboot. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Sam. That's all I remember is him saying Sam all the time.
I mean, if they can do a Matlock reboot and make it successful, they could do a Quincy reboot. Certainly.
Who would we get to play Quincy in these modern times, though?
That's the thing.
I mean,
Paul Giamatti.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah.
He's doing Star Trek. He'd certainly do a Quincy show.
Is it Jack Klugman?
It's Jack Klugman.
And I don't remember who played Sam, his Asian assistant.
The harder reboot would be the Rockford Files. That would be the hard reboot.
Jim Rockford.
Yeah, because who would be
Garner,
good at it? John Krasinski.
Krasinski,
sexiest man alive.
He would be a really good, charming kind of
in about 10 years.
Charming loser, sort of.
Let's give an older John Krasinski that.
Everything kind of goes wrong for him.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never seen the Rockford Files, just go find them online and watch some of them. They're actually excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And from the Rockford Files came Magnum. Magnum P.I. was a spinoff from the...
Was it?
Yep.
How?
That's what I was trying to figure
out. What's his name? He was guesting on the show a couple of times.
Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck.
Really?
Yeah.
But was he playing a character called Thomas Magnum?
It
wasn't a spinoff.
Well,
if that's the case.
Because he was a PI, so maybe he was a PI.
He was a private investigator. I don't think you're right. I don't think he was Magnum. But it was they saw him do that and went, hey, here's who we get to play Magnum. So that's where that came from.
All right. Let's do the promo. And
now I've lost it. I had it. I just... Oh, I know where it is.
It's always the last place you look.
Well, it's in another email program. There it is. And I've got such an important line.
Thursday's Radio from Hell show is the perfect opportunity for another X poll.
Be ready to call at about 7:45 to answer this question.
What seems to bother others that doesn't faze you?
Don't call now. Call tomorrow at 877-602-9696.
Radio from Hell, unfazed. Thursday morning here on X96.
See, it bothers Bill when he doesn't have a lot of lines in the
had the most important line.
It doesn't faze me,
No, it's
but
the
it
most.
bothers
It's the most important line. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't have done any other line except mine.
Bill has the titular line.
All right. I think we're good. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
My fart is stuck.
Oh. Speaking of which, Artie